Hey, welcome back to the Crash Space. My name is Andre. Thanks so much for tuning in. It's a Sunday evening today. It's November 2nd, 2025. Hopefully you're well. For those who know, our schedule usually we do the stream Sunday mornings. That's usually how it works out. Today was a pretty busy day. I had some family visiting, so we went out for brunch in the morning, and then today is the municipal election in Montreal. So you have to go out and vote and do all that sort of stuff. And finally, had some dinner and settled down. And I thought, you know what? It's still Sunday. We can still make this make sense. So welcome to an impromptu Sunday stream. Hopefully you're doing well. Give me 1 second to settle in, and we're going to be playing some Nebula today. I'm actually really excited for this one because this is a deck that I haven't tested yet. So who knows if it works or not, but it's building off an interaction that I think is going to be kind of goofy if we can get this to make any sense. Paul, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. Hello, love Nebula. We're going to need some of that Nebula love for sure, because Nebula is a hero that I haven't played a lot of, and I haven't played in years at this point. At the potential expense of repeating myself multiple times, I got into this game at the end of, I want to say 2022, I think. It was about the time that Mutant Genesis came out. That was like the first new box I got. And until that time, I was picking up, the back catalog of heroes. There's like, 3 or 4 cycles. And anytime I picked up a hero, because I had such a big back catalog, I would generally play the hero Nebula, and I would play the pre-constructed deck. Maybe I would change like 2 or 3 cards. So I don't think I've visited Nebula ever since I played the pre-con back in like probably early 2023, late 2022. And so it's been a minute, that's for sure. So I think I've only had like 6 or 7 games with her. So I'm excited to see how it works. So I wonder, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. Hopefully you're doing well. Yeah, welcome. If again, I'm trying to hit like a regular cadence for streaming, which will be Sunday mornings. If you want to hit the notify bell, subscribe on YouTube, you'll get a better idea when we go live if you get that notification. But today it's a later one, that's for sure. But if you want to hit a like on the video, I don't say that enough. Let's dive in. Let's talk about this deck. Again, this deck I'm not 100% sure about because we haven't tested it yet, but I'll tell you my ideas and my thoughts. And then of course, we'll put paper to the road really quickly. This is Nebula, 2/2 stat line, not too bad. And our forced response is called Combat Protocols. If you've played the Nebula hero, or sorry, against the Nebula villain, it's the same sort of shtick, which is, we've seen this a couple times with villains that show up as heroes. Magneto's another really great example. So it says, after your turn begins, resolve the special ability on each technique upgrade you control, and then discard each technique upgrade that resolved this way. If I'm not mistaken, our deck has 10 different techniques, or not 10 different, but 10 technique cards. They're not unique, but the idea is that you play them, they're all 1-cost upgrades, and then they all give you passive abilities. But then once your turn starts, you have to resolve all of them, and then they have generally like these burst effects. So deal 3 damage, remove 3 threat, and that is the idea. So we're set up, and then pay off. The bummer is that we can't decide which techniques to not fire. They all have to fire all the time, as much as there is slightly a rules thing attached to this that we're going to kind of capitalize on. But that is how you do the majority of your forward momentum in this game. In fact, Nebula is really strange that I believe she has no events or upgrades that actually push the game forward. All it is a research generator, an ally, 10 techniques, and then cards that activate your techniques or let you recur your techniques or play a technique. So you don't have the sort of like, 2 for 4 attack or the 2 for 3 thwart or whatever you think is basic part of a Marvel Champions kit. So we have to attack on a totally different angle, which is playing your techniques. And sometimes that's challenging. Sometimes it lines up well. Sometimes your thing fires, it removes 3 threat, it removes 1 threat, and you feel kind of silly, but that is the idea. Now, this is the alter ego side. Let me grab Cerebro really quickly. The alter ego side has such a good ability, and that's a really big way that we built this hero or built our deck right now, is our alter ego ability is just buck wild. It's really, really good. It says the first time that you play a technique, or technically once per round, it should be the first time usually, draw 2 cards. And that's really good because the technique generally costs you the card to play itself, 1 more resource, so it replaces itself. And then you see Nebula kind of building her arm out. And this ability is so good. This is one of the heroes that has alter ego is so good, but unfortunately, Nebula's kit gives you no way to go down to alter ego. Another really cool thing about the alter ego kit is that it doesn't fire you to force you to fire your techniques. So if you end up in alter ego, you can play a lot of techniques, and then you can hop up maybe 2 turns down the line and then have all the techniques fire all at once. Sometimes that's overkill. Sometimes that makes sense. But we built the deck so as much as possible we can stay in alter ego, and we have some really good ways to do it in modern protection. You probably know what I'm getting at. So let's talk about the techniques really quickly. These are the ones that we have multiple copies of. I think searching them is going to be kind of annoying. Oh, actually not that bad because it overlaps. They have the same text largely, but the same titles when you play against the Nebula villain. So Cutthroat Ambition, we have 2 copies of this. This is your remove 3 thwart when the special fires when your turn starts. Otherwise, you get Piercing and Overkill. Those are actually not amazing all the time because Piercing and Overkill, it's nice that Nebula gains it because that means that she gains it on all her activations and if she plays an attack event, for instance. But we have no attack events because inherently our kit has no events that do damage just like this. So this is mostly going to be our basic activation and any other cards we've added through the protection suite. We have 2 of these. Then this is our damage card. It's Weapons Master. This is very similar idea. It's 4 damage and it gives us Retaliate 1 while in hero form. That's not bad. 4 damage is the best we have. A 1 for 4 is actually really quite good for this game. And this card we need to play and replay because this is all the damage we have in the kit is 2 copies of Weapons Master and our basic activations. Wide Stance, this one's weird. It gives you a bit of control here. It says when Nebula is in hero form, reduce the amount of damage that she takes from attacks by 1. We only have 9 health, so that should hopefully be important. But our special is look at the top 3 cards in the counter deck, discard 1, and put the others back in any order. That's a really valuable ability. This happens at the beginning of your turn, which is nice. So you have all the information while you set up for the next villain phase. Information is nice, especially because we're playing on expert. But that's good. Maybe we'll never find our nemesis. Now, these are the 2 that I think are the most interesting. Yo, Joel, how's it going? And these are the ones that we built the deck around because when I build a new hero deck and I bring a hero to a stream or a video, I generally take a minute to like search up on FAQs to see if there's any rulings that might not be obvious or if there's anything that's been changed the way that things have been ruled classically. And specifically, this card came up, Unyielding Persistence. And this is what we entirely built the deck around, which might be foolish. So Unyielding Persistence has a really good passive. It says when in hero form, Nebula gains Stalwart, +1 thwart, and +1 attack. That's really good. That's really just quite nice. We have 3 attack, we have 3 thwart, we have Stalwart. That's obviously great. And the special ability says give Nebula a tough status card. Now, we only have 1 of these, but the important thing to keep in mind is our hero ability says that force response, after your turn begins, resolve the special ability on each technique upgrade you control and discard each technique you resolved this way. Now that means the only cards you're discarding are cards that have resolved, which technically means, from the FAQ, is that if you already have a tough status, Unyielding Persistence special ability cannot resolve because you cannot give a hero a tough status card that already has a tough status card, barring Colossus, which means that this thing actually stays on the table. If you can retain your tough status card, your tough status permanently, functionally, by just keep adding a tough status or blocking with allies, you could permanently for the whole game have 3 thwart, 3 attack, and Stalwart. And that is what we're trying to pursue here. It's a bit cheesy. It's probably not the best payoff, but it's a nice angle to attack Nebula with. But that's the very important wrinkle here is that if the card's special cannot fully resolve or cannot resolve at all, actually more accurately, you don't discard the card because you only discard a card that resolved. And this will not resolve if you're already tough. Now, technically, that does matter for the one that removes 3 threat. This is super minor and going to be hard to set up. But in theory, if Cutthroat Ambition fires and there is no threat to clear and you're not confused, this will stay on the table. As long as there's 1 threat to clear or you're confused, and mind you, confused will actually cancel this, not cancel the discarding of it, but cancel it firing because it is a thwart and the other one is an attack for stun. As long as there's no threat on the table, this actually will stay because it didn't resolve because there was no threat to remove. That is much harder. You could build a deck around that. I think you'd probably have to play like hard to ignores and try and keep the main side schemes in check, but there's probably a way to do that. As much as the payoff of getting Piercing and Overkill is not actually that good in this deck from a distance, it doesn't look like. But the one that gives you permanent +1 stat and Stalwart is actually a fair bit better. The last one is Evasive Maneuvering, excuse me. This gives us the ability to ignore Guard, Patrol, and Crisis, and the special says choose to either stun or confuse an enemy. Technically, if there's only one enemy and the enemy is both stunned or confused, I think this one stays on the table by the same logic, but I couldn't find an FAQ confirming that. But this card is obviously just kind of very good. As stunned or confused is nice. Okay, other cards really quickly. We have 2 copies, I think, of Combat Ready. I want to confess the first time I played Nebula, I played this card incorrectly. Alter Ego action. We have some really powerful Alter Ego actions, specifically our text on Alter Ego, but this, which is another reason we want to remain in Alter Ego all we can. And it says either shuffle up to 2 technique cards from your discard pile into your deck. That's actually very important because while we have some very important techniques we want to keep on the table, we only have so much damage in our deck. Technically, we only have 8 damage in our deck every deck cycle unless we were putting back in our damage technique into the deck. So we need to. Now, I played this incorrectly the first time I played Nebula. It says discard cards from the top of your deck until you discard a technique upgrade and put that into play and then resolve its special ability. Now, what I resolved incorrectly is Nebula's hero, or more accurately, Nebula's alter ego, only draws 2 cards when you play a technique, but Combat Ready technically doesn't play a technique, it puts it into play. And there is a distinction there, technically, in Marvel Champions. So when I was playing Combat Ready, I was drawing 2 cards. You should not draw 2 cards. But this card is absurd. It's even better when you draw 2 cards. Finally, we have 3 copies of Lethal Intent. This is a good reason why, abstractly, you want to stay in Alter Ego to some extent. With a confused deck, maybe you play Justice. Because this cost X, choose up to X technique upgrades, and resolve each of their special abilities as a hero. So if you set up the one that stuns or confuses, mind you, the special ability doesn't discard the techniques, so you can double dip. But this is a way that you can get 8 damage out of a single technique instead of getting it for 4 and getting it discarded. So this is really important, and ideally, how our deck is meant to work. Now, how do we stay in Alter Ego? Well, you know it. It's ready for a fight. We're playing 3 copies of this in protection. This means that we can jump down to Alter Ego all the time totally safely, because once we're going to get attacked, we can just jump up, and then we should be getting our Alter Ego ability every turn and hopefully keeping a toughness around. We're playing 3 copies of this. It is technically a unique card to some way. It's max 1 per player. That's kind of how it's unique. I don't know if we should be running 2 of these in a practice plan or just run 3 of these. I think we'll find out. We're also playing Shake It Off, and this one's perfect. If we take damage from an attack, or technically, yeah, it is from an attack, we can give ourselves a tough status card, which means usually we'll end the villain phase and start the player phase with a toughness on us, which means we cannot resolve the tough removal thing. And then our +1 thwart, +1 attack stalwart should stay. We're running 3 copies of Shake It Off. A really good card. Such a great payoff for playing Guardian. We're playing, I think, 3 copies of Not Today. This is the one way that we can maybe have no threat on any schemes, and then we can keep our, piercing overkill. But we block with +2 defense if we take no damage or remove 2 threat. I'll be honest, I'm not convinced that this card is perfect for the deck. The other one I was considering was Perseverance, because we're planning to flip down and flip up a lot. And that means every time we flip up, we can give us a toughness status, but then we kind of lose a toughness when we get attacked. But that's actually another nice way that you could kind of build this deck, is constantly flip down with Ready for Fight and constantly flip up and hopefully top deck a Perseverance and stay tough the whole game. Now we have allies. We actually have a lot of allies for a protection deck, because the way that we want to do this is retain toughness on ourselves and block with our allies. We also have some good playoffs for playing Guardian allies, and we have a lot of Guardian allies, and there's a lot of weird protection Guardian allies that I haven't had a lot of experience playing, so we're going to play those. Firstly, we have Gamora, who we have to watch out because her nemesis is also Gamora that replaces this, but her ability is pretty good. She costs 3, she resolves the technique, and that's nice, that's fine. Then we're playing the expected neutral Guardians. We have Rocket, we have Groot, we have Drax. These are all fine. Rocket Raccoon, basic. This gives us overkill, big attacks, also thwarts really well. We're not amazing at thwarting, maybe. We have Groot, who is really good at blocking and can heal a fair bit, which is nice. And then we have Drax, who cannot attack minions, but can really go face all the time. So we're playing all of these. They're really well statted for what they cost. Then we have some protection stuff. We have Charlie, we have Martyr, we have Starhawk. I'm also playing White Widow and Prof X. We'll get to that in a second. Charlie 27 just lines up with what we want to do, which is block with allies. And Charlie only has 4 health, but has Retaliate and Toughness and is a Guardian. Martyr is really cool. If Martyr knocks out a minion, I think she gets a Toughness. And that's good, because again, we want to be blocking with allies, so that kind of works out for us. And then we have Starhawk, which is just really well costed. And whenever Starhawk takes a perfect amount of damage to be defeated, it returns to your hand. And on 3 health, that means you can always thwart for 1, attack for 2, return it to your hand to replay it. And that's a really good engine, because we're playing nowhere in our deck, and nowhere says whenever you play a Guardian, draw a card. So that's a consistent way to fire it every single round. Otherwise, we're playing 1 copy of White Widow. White Widow is good. Can I find White Widow? Yeah, we'll have only 3 preparations, but we're going to be playing them consistently and firing them consistently, so White Widow might stay around for the whole game. I'm not 100% sure. This is a bit of a question mark, but I think 3 preparations makes enough sense, as much as she's a more obvious include in like Black Widow, where you have like 12. And we're playing Prof X because this is the only way we can easily put Confuse in our deck, and Confuse is really good when we want to remain in Alter Ego as much as we can. We're playing 2 player side schemes. We have Superpower Training and Specialized Training. I'm mostly playing these because I'm worried that we're going to end up in situations where we have our technique that removes 3 threat, but we have no threat to remove. So it's really easy to drop a Superpower Training. Can I find this really quickly? And then just remove it instantly and go get your favorite technique, because this searches your deck and discard pile for an upgrade and puts it into play. Specialized training on the other side, when you defeat this, you can go get a specialization. This has 5 threat on it. And the 2 specializations we're looking at are the one that gives you +1 attack and the one that gives you +1 thwart. And they each draw a card whenever you do a basic attack or basic thwart. And we're going to be using our basic activation all the time because hopefully toughness keeps us safe. So we'll figure out which one of these we want, but this seemed like a good enough include. Then some resource type stuff. We have nowhere because of course we do. All our allies besides 2 are guardians. We have Nebula's ship, which you have to play. It's just a very basic resource generator. It's a support, generates a wild for Nebula. We have Helicarrier just because I like to play at least 2 resource generators in every deck. So this is the only like neutral resource generator. And then we're playing Energy, Genius, and Strength. Oh, the last card we're playing, which is super cuttable, I think, is Daughters of Thanos. You can play this if you have Gamora and Nebula into play, and it just draws 3 cards. It has a wild on it. That kind of matters because in theory we need like physical icons. This is super cuttable, but like it seems fine. Seems kind of fun. I like drawing 3 cards and I like team ups, so we'll take it. I was looking to catch up on the stream. I assumed I missed. Yeah, this is the stream for today. Welcome, just in time. And that's the deck. I think the idea is stay in alter ego, build out techniques, see what happens. We're facing us against Juggernaut, who Juggernaut attacks really hard, and we only have 9 health, but hopefully we have enough toughness and we have enough allies. Juggernaut can get overkill, technically starts with overkill, so we will have to watch out because if we're blocking with allies, overkill is obviously not a great spot to be in. So we're going to try and manage the helmet with a lot of, it's going to attract a lot of attention from us, which is how I think you want to play against Juggernaut regardless. And that's it. Haven't played this one at all. Usually I play a deck I bring on stream a couple times, but it's been a really nice weekend with family over. So we haven't had that much time to do some testing. But I think that's going to be it. We uploaded a video, mind you, just a couple days ago on Halloween, which was a really fun Halloween hood played by Candlelight. If you haven't checked that out, I think it turned out quite nice. It's been a while since we had the time to like sit down and film and edit. And it went a bit faster than I thought it would, which was good. So we might try and get back on that horse with some consistency in the future. Always interested if you're watching this, if you have any feedback, whether you like the streams or the videos, or the streams are too long or the videos are too short or anything in the middle, please just hit me up in the comments because I want to make stuff that people are excited to watch. So whatever it is, let me know. We don't have Trickster Takeover yet. Update. We probably are getting it next Friday, which is nice. I would be very, very excited if it came alongside Civil War, as much as that is too much content all at once to kind of explore. But it does look like Hulkling and Tigra are going to be totally my jam. Unfortunately, yeah, we might not have it for months here in Canada. It's just not been great. All right, we'll give this a shuffle. Let's talk about Juggernaut. So we're playing stock Juggernaut here. I was considering finding some sort of sets from the Guardians of the Galaxy set. I think the one that I recommended on Modular Champions had piercing in it, which is probably a non-starter, unfortunately. This is Juggernaut, no allies, or sorry, minions, but 11 treacheries, an attachment, and side scheme. Hits like a truck. We have to play with Hope Summers, so Hope's going to be on the table, which we have pretty good stats, so Hope is going to be a bit boosted. And Black Tom Cassidy is still in the counter deck. So these are all the minions. 4 of them have Quick Strike, and if they do 1 damage to you, you lose your toughness, but if it does damage more accurately, it stuns you, which is something we have to watch out for. Maybe we'll have Stalwart all the time. Who knows? Let's talk about the Unstoppable Juggernaut. The Unstoppable. I appreciate how you explain everything while playing. Thank you. That is definitely the angle here. We're trying to make things as approachable, both in terms of explanation of what we're doing, but showing the cards. So that's great feedback. Thank you. Hey, Leapar, how's it going? Dislocated my shoulder, which sucks, but I mean, I can hang out for streams. I can't usually reach. Happy to catch it. Hey, hopefully you're feeling better soon. I don't know if how quickly you're meant to get back up on that having a shoulder horse, but hopefully it's okay. I've never experienced that one. Hopefully it's okay. I'm jealous of the encounter deck animations. Thank you. That took a while to make. I have to like make the new ones for the new sets. It's at a point where, so I use After Effects where it's at a point that it's like a modular thing. So I just have to like get the images and I curate which images should show up. I have to do a bunch of the math manually, but not all of it. And then just export them and send them into a folder and name them. Which it's a bit of work, but like you do it once and then you're set forever, which feels nice. It's kind of like, collecting cards. It's like, ooh, I got them all in a folder organized. It's kind of half the fun of playing a card game is collecting things. Unfortunately, Juggernaut 2 and 3. We're playing on Expert. We're playing Standard and Expert, not Standard 3. We have Black Tom Cassidy in there. Set up, attach the helmet, put Hope Summers into play. So we got Hope here. Hope Summers has pretty good stats. Is this the right one? This is probably not the right one. That's not the right one. So she has 3 health. She attacks for our attack, printed attack, and she thwarts for our printed thwart. And she does not count for our ally limit, which is pretty great. Psionic, X-Force, X-Men, which are good stats. We'll flip this thing over. Stoppable Juggernaut, 1B. This is the only main scheme, and when it advances, we don't lose the game. Juggernaut just hits you really, really hard, and there's a big threat to that. You have to watch out. There's one encounter card in this entire set that just says Juggernaut attacks, I think, the ally with the least amount of health. So you always want to be ready, because if it's just Hope Summers and Hope Summers dies, you lose the game. I believe that text is on Hope Summers. Yeah, if Hope Summers leaves play, the players lose the game. So you have to be careful that Hope Summers doesn't just eat it. Now, only 7, it gets 1 per turn, starts at 1, and it says when the scheme would be completed, you do these steps. So you remove all threat, you put the helmet back on, you put a momentum counter, which gives Juggernaut +1 attack, and then Juggernaut attacks the player regardless of their alter ego and hero. And if you're an alter ego, you can't block, so you can't just die to this. This is a real threat here for sure, and at least if it advances, you can be in a good spot with toughness and not care, and it technically like clears up to 7 threat, because this clears all threat, but we have to watch out for that for sure. Let's look at Jughead himself, 21 health, toughness, oops, Juggernaut. Overkill and Stalwart to start. Gets +1 attack for each momentum counter. These will be the momentum counters, so technically attacking for 4. When revealed, place 1 momentum counter there. We've done that. Otherwise, flip the helmet. Otherwise, give a tough status card. So we have tough here, 21 health. Now the helmet, we need to flip this as soon as we can. It starts on this side. It gives Stalwart and Overkill, and we have to spend 3 resources of the matching type to remove this and flip this card over. Now on the other side, Juggernaut is more susceptible to damage from any card that has a mental icon on it, including Hope Summers, which is really nice. But if Juggernaut ever schemes, the helmet comes back on. So it's up to us to make sure the helmet stays off and then Juggernaut's never scheming, because once the helmet's off, we don't have to worry about these momentum counters. It clears all the momentum counters, mind you, when you flip it. I think that's it. We've shuffled everything. Let's just go for a cut and hope for the best here. I have no idea how this deck is going to fare. I worry it just doesn't have enough raw damage, but maybe we'll be impressed. First card, Wide Stance. Okay, we always want to have at least 1 technique, because again, our alter ego ability says when you play a technique, draw 2 cards. So it'd be silly not to have it. Now our deck has 10 techniques. So we're going to be drawing 6 cards out of 40. So we're likely to get a technique if we mulligan hard. So we don't even have to keep the worst technique. This says reduce the amount of damage by 1, which doesn't really matter. Look at the top 3, discard 1, put any in order. It's okay. It's fine. We have Gamora. I actually might keep Gamora just because we have our team up. Oh, not you. You. So making sure we get Gamora on the table is good. And we just want to make sure we have a technique that we want to fire. So we'll see. We want to look for a double resource 2 to get rid of the helmet. So we'll see what we can do there. Specialized Training. I don't think we're going to keep this one. It has 5 threat. It's an okay card. Strength is good. So now if we get another physical, we can clear the helmet. We get Cutthroat Ambition. This one is probably okay. It'll line up a fair bit better. We're expecting there to be 2 threat. Piercing and Overkill is nice because Juggernaut has a toughness, so that's probably the one we keep. And then we have Evasive Maneuver, which is one of the one-ofs in our deck. Choose to either stun or confuse. This one's really quite good. Confuse is... Actually, there's not only 1 confuse card in our deck, we have 2. So we're not going to keep these 2. We don't have a physical, but we have the strength to take the helmet off with something else. Art, how's it going? We're going to draw 2 more cards when we play one of these, but I think this is a good start. Otherwise, we'd want to draw into Nebula's ship, which would be good. We have Martyr. No shot we're playing Martyr. It's just really quite expensive here, but eventually this will be good. There's a lot of 3 health allies. And we have Superpower Training, which we actually could consider playing, and then using Cutthroat Ambition to clear it immediately. But maybe not. And it's back to us. Okay. So we have to plan this out. I think no matter what, we're going to pitch 1 to play one of our 2 techniques to draw 2 cards with their alter ego ability. So 1 removes 3 threat, the other one confuses or stuns. This gives us piercing, which is nice for the toughness because we're probably going to attack Juggernaut. So maybe we play this one and then we figure out whether we use this in the future. I think that's fine. In theory, if we play Gamora, we can fire this to remove 3 threat to clear Superpower Training and get another one. Actually, that's kind of nice. So we'll play Cutthroat Ambition. That's the one on screen, and we'll draw 2 cards. We draw Not Today, which we can throw out, and we draw Shake It Off, which now we have 2 physicals if we want it. I think actually it's a pretty good setup here. Okay, we'll flip up. So we have Overkill and Piercing. I think I probably should track this. Give me 1 second. Overkill probably won't matter. Piercing probably will. So we have Piercing. I don't think I have another Overkill die. Oh, I do. Okay, good. Okay, I think the helmet might stay on for 1 turn here. We can maybe block once. If we hold to Shake It Off, we'll have technically a toughness after. But if we do 1, 2, say 3 on Gamora. Gamora fires Cutthroat Ambition, which removes 3 threat from a scheme. So if we first play Superpower Training, we can clear Superpower Training and go get an upgrade from our deck. That would be another one of these, like another up. I mean, I don't think we have any strong upgrades to set up besides our techniques. I think our deck is almost entirely techniques. We could, in theory, get a practice plan, but our deck has 3 of them, so I don't care. But I think that's actually what we do here. So we'll pitch 1 for Superpower Training. We're not going to, I don't think we're going to go out of the way to get the one that cares about toughness, because I don't think we're going to be able to. Oh, no, actually, we can keep it. We can do it. Because if we play, if we hold on to Shake It Off, we can get toughness guaranteed. So maybe that's good. So I'll play this and not take the helmet off. We'll see if we regret it. It has 3 threat. Then we'll pitch 1, 2, 3 for our ally Gamora. Gamora comes in and she says, after you play Gamora, choose a technique upgrade you control, resolve its special ability. So we'll do Cutthroat Ambition, which says remove 3 threat from a scheme. We'll clear Superpower Training, which removes it from the game, and we can search our deck and discard pile for an upgrade. Unfortunately, Nebula ship is a support, but otherwise, I think we go for the one of. Yeah, let's go for the Unyielding Persistence, which we might be able to start to keep this on the table. I'll shuffle this and we'll pull it out. This card again, it says, give Nebula a tough status card. If that text cannot resolve, we don't discard it. So as long as we start our next phase with a toughness, we should be good. This gives us +1 thwart, +1 attack, and stalwart, which is a really good line of text, and we might be able to keep that around forever. I'll cut this. This goes here. Get me some stuff here. So I'm going to use a red die and a blue die to give us +1 stats. So I'll just slide this over here. So we're technically 3 thwart, 3 attack, overkill, piercing, stalwart. We'll hold on to Shake It Off because it's part of our game plan. Let me move the microphone. Hopefully I still sound good. We'll attack for 3 with piercing, which takes the toughness off. Juggernaut takes 3. Gamora will attack for 2. Hope Summers will attack for our printed. So Hope Summers is printed stats. So she doesn't care about boosted stats, but only printed stats. Yeah, base. So that's only going to do 2 more damage. And then Gamora will do 2 more damage. So the villain is going to go down to 14 and we'll pass. We have all these die little buttons here and we'll draw up to 5. Okay, 1, 2, we have ready for a fight. That's nice. We can jump down. We have Starhawk. We want to find our Nowhere, which we just found. That's sick. And then we have a Weapons Master, which is 4 damage. I think our plan so far is actually working okay. This goes to 2. Juggernaut's attacking for 4 on a card with Overkill and Stalwart. I don't think we're going to defend here. I think we're just going to take it. So the most we can take is 7 damage. It's 4, 5 damage caught off guard. So we'll take 5. Oh, the villain took 5 there. That's not right. Villain restore 5. We take 5. So that's kind of scary. But here I'm going to play. I kind of want to play Nowhere. We have a technique. So we keep our technique to play it to draw 2 cards. Yeah, so we play our technique to draw 2 cards. We want to play Nowhere. We want to keep a physical. I think we have to throw out Nowhere. No, Nowhere's super important. I think we have to throw out Starhawk and hope that we get a physical. So we'll throw out Starhawk to play Shake It Off. Shake It Off says, after a Guardian character takes any amount of damage from an attack, give that character a tough status card. So now we have a toughness. So we can't take a toughness. 1 counter card. Trample. Okay. So this says, Juggernaut attacks the ally with the fewest remaining hit points. So that's going to be Gamora. Problem here is now we're going to lose our toughness, so everything that we set up is not going to work. So it's attacking for 4 with Overkill. We can defend ourselves to exhaust ourselves, but if we do that, we're going to lose our toughness, so unfortunately we immediately use Unyielding Persistence. So our beautiful plan is thwarted almost immediately. Because if we block, otherwise Gamora can die, but we can protect Gamora. We might as well protect Gamora, so I think we have to defend here. So we defend for 2, comes in for 4, 5, give Juggernaut a tough status card on Flatten. And we lose our toughness. Bummer. All right, so we survive, which is good. Our hero text will fire here. It says, force response after your turn begins, resolve the special ability on each technique upgrade. So we remove 3 threat. That's a good start. Give Nebula a toughness status card, and we lose all our boosted stats. All right, it was going so well, and then this fell apart a bit. Now, I think we can jump down and just hope that we draw into a physical. Holding Nowhere might have been incorrect, because if we're holding Nowhere, the only way we can play it is if we draw a double. Yeah, we'd have to draw a physical or we have to draw a double. If we don't draw a physical, we're not in the worst spot because the helmet's already online. So letting Juggernaut scheme for 1 in a card is probably not that bad. I don't think I'm going to activate with either of them because they're not doing much. Well, yeah, we'll activate with Hope to take the toughness off. Attacks for 2. And then I think we're just going to flip down. We'll pitch nowhere. Yeah, I really didn't think that through. Yeah, we'll throw out a ready for a fight. We may draw another one. And we're going to play Weapons Master. Weapons Master says that we have Retaliate 1. And when this pops, we deal 4 damage. And our Alter Ego ability says when we play Technique, draw 2. So we drew the Nebula ship and we drew Combat Ready. Okay. So now we have some choices here. Unfortunately, we have 2 big setup cards. We have Nebula ship, which is our resource generator. I think we just have to play that by law. Otherwise, we can play Combat Ready, which allows us to recur cards or dig for another technique. But then we can't play the rest of our hand. So I'm just going to pitch 2 for Nebula ship. It's just the most generic resource generator. And I think we're going to pass. Draw 6. 1, we have another Cutthroat. Not today is useless. Drax is okay. Groot's okay. And energy is good. We can maybe consider taking the helmet off. And then we have Lethal Intent, which can do 4 damage. We did draw 1 technique, which is just good enough because we can fire our ability. And it is now Juggernaut. So this goes to 1. Juggernaut schemes for 1 in a card. Low boost. We got 2 boosts. Deal 1 damage to an ally you control. Okay. So that's for 1, 2. This goes to 3. And we draw an encounter card. It's Gang Up. This thing just has Surge because we're an Alter Ego. Black Tom Cassidy. That's not a great draw for us. Villainous, 6 health. Black Tom Cassidy cannot take damage while there's a Creeping Willow in play. And it says when revealed, search the counter deck and discard pile for 1 Creeping Willow and put it in play, engage with you. Now, luckily, the Creeping Willow, it is not going to quick strike us because we're an Alter Ego. But not a great draw there. To draw 10 health worth of enemies in this situation, but we might be okay. So we have to hop up. We have to clear the board. Black Tom Cassidy attacks only for 1, but has Villainous, so it's 1 plus question mark. It always serves us well to keep an ally around because Juggernaut sometimes just does damage to things, and we want an ally to take it. Taking the helmet off here is a bit important because it means Juggernaut doesn't have overkill, so we can like face tank with Gamora, which is nice. But we also have toughness, so it's probably just better to take Juggernaut, allow us to attack our face. Okay, how are we doing here? Okay, so if we want to remove the helmet, we have this double. Groot is good. Groot can block Creeping Willow really well, so I think we want to play Groot. Drax only attacks face, so I don't think we really want to play Drax here. If Drax could attack minions, Drax would be great, but unfortunately exactly not what Drax can do. So I think the card we're not going to play for sure is Not Today. So we're going to pitch Not Today to play Cutthroat Ambition. This one gives us Overkill and Piercing, which we might use. So it's these 2. And we played a technique so we can draw 2 cards. We drew Rocket, who does have Overkill into minions, and another Ready for a Fight. Okay, so now in Alter Ego, the thing that we can consider doing is recovering for 3. Otherwise, we can attack for a bit. What do we actually do here? I need to think. So Lethal Intent is a 1 for 4 damage. So we can always just do 4 damage to Black Tom Cassidy. We could play Nebula Ship, a double for Groot. It leaves us with an awkward amount of cards. So I think we would pay 1 more for Lethal Intent to fire Cutthroat Ambition. But we have 1 card left over. I think that's not the worst. But I think we can clean up most of these minions here. Yeah, I think we spend 1 card too few. That means, how much damage do we have? Groot can block the Willow, but I think we can just deal with it. Remember resource generators? Yeah, with this one, we're going to use it for sure. With this one, we have 1 left over. So Rocket can attack for 4 with Overkill, which is good. Rocket Raccoon, basic. So that can deal with the Creeping Willow. Black Tom Cassidy, we can block with Gamora if we want to. We'll take the toughness because we have Retaliate anyways. Hope can attack for 2. Lethal's going to do 4 damage. So actually, we can clear the board here. Yeah, I think we're okay. So I'm going to recover for 3. Need to stay safe. You'd usually die here by dying. So let's try not to, and we'll flip up. All right, so all our techniques are going to fire. So I think we're going to start by spending 1, 2 on Lethal Intent. So Lethal Intent says spend up to X. Choose to fire the special ability on up to X techniques in your order. So we'll deal 4 damage. So dropping Black Tom Cassidy to 2. It's an attack, but guard only blocks Juggernaut, and this will remove 3 threat, which is perfect. Okay. Then we'll do Nebula Ship. We'll spend Drax and Groot for Rocket. I wonder if actually is right to play Groot. I don't think it is. Rocket comes in with 3 health. Is another Guardian. Has a Wild. Unfortunately, Wilds don't count, I don't think, for the extra damage, but we'll only find out when we flip the helmet. We have this left over, which is fine. Rocket will attack. We'll give Rocket 4 attack with Overkill, so 3 knocks at the Willow, 1 to Juggernaut. Hope will attack for 2, knocking out Black Tom Cassidy. And that's it. We'll keep Gamora for a chump block, let alone the lowest health minion will get targeted, which is fine. Will we hold on to Ready for a Fight? I don't think we do. I think we have one more in our deck. I'd rather draw through our deck. I think we've hit almost all our setup cards besides Helicarrier, but I don't think we'll hold on to this. A double is also really useful because we want to like get rid of the helmet. Cool. We'll draw. Not today. Shake it off. Helicarrier, that's great. Wide Stance is the look at the top of the deck. And Lethal Intent, unfortunately, a bit awkward. We could technically play this into this, which is kind of weird. Not my favorite, but we'll be okay. This goes to 1. Jughead attacking for 4 and a card with Overkill and Stalwart. We will just take it. So 4, advance. It's 4 damage. Hits our toughness off. Retaliate hits 1. We draw 1 encounter card. It's a Creeping Willow. Okay. This is why you probably end up playing the tree, Groot. So this thing has Quick Strike, and after Creeping Willow attacks and damages a character, stun that character. So it's 1 damage with a stun. I don't love it. In theory, if we defend, it's like better than not defending, because technically we don't take damage, but we're exhausted. But if we're stunned, it's kind of like we're exhausted anyways. So I honestly think we defend into this. This is actually a really good reason to play Wide Stance as well, because Wide Stance totally negates the value of the Creeping Willows, because it says reduce the amount of damage from each attack by 1, and Creeping Willow only hurts you if it damages you, and I think the number has to go down for that to count. So actually Wide Stance is nice into these Willows. So I don't want to block with Hope. I don't want to defeat Gamora. I don't want to hurt Rocket, so I think we actually do just defend ourselves. Otherwise, we could take a damage and then just exhaust a stun, but this is technically a bit cheaper. And then that's that. Now we have to fire these. So Weapons Master fires. It says deal 4 damage to an enemy. Unfortunately, it's an attack, so we have to target the Creeping Willow. So we can't decide to send it to Juggernaut. That's there. That's gone. And then it says remove 3 threat from a scheme, which unfortunately it's a bit wasted. Oh, actually, we could keep this one around. We could do the smart thing. So again, we have Overkill and Piercing. This had 1 threat on it. When we block into the Willow, in theory, we could play Not Today. And if we play Not Today, it says when you defend and take no damage, remove 2 threat from a scheme. So this could be at 0 threat, and then this can't fire because there's no threat to remove. I don't think it's worth it, but it's worth keeping in mind that's something we actually could do here. Okay, it's back to us. We have barely 3 matching resources. I think we're in an okay spot that we probably just play Helicarrier. We also could have not blocked to play Shake It Off for a toughness, but I don't honestly think that's worth it. I don't think Lethal Intent's going to do anything because it is only in hero mode, and we're very likely to want to jump down and play Wide Stance to draw 2 cards and then just play. Oh no, actually, we don't have the Confuse. We don't have a Ready for a Fight. We didn't draw one. 1, 2. I'm pretty comfortable jumping down on 0 threat. We've seen 1 advance so far, so I'm not too worried. I think we do jump down and just not play Lethal Intent. Okay, is there anything we're doing in hero mode? I think there is. Hope Summers will attack for 2. Villains down to 10. Gamora will stay around. Rocket will stay around. We are exhausted. We will hop down. We will spend the Not Today on Wide Stance. And we'll draw 2 cards with our alter ego ability. We drew Charlie and we draw Prof X. Now, in theory, hero actions to remove the masks, the helmet. So we can't remove the helmet. So Prof X is not that good because we have Stalwart attached to the helmet. So we can put our whole hand into Charlie. I think we're just going to like play the Helicarrier and just kind of awkwardly pass. Yeah, this is really ugly. Because we have, maybe we play Charlie here and hold the Helicarrier for next turn. It just uses our hand a lot better. Yeah, I don't mind that. Having Charlie would be good. So I'm going to use Nebula Ship. 2, 3, 4 to play Charlie X27. Charlie 27. Mind you, Hope Summers does not take up a slot. So I don't think I've ever played this ally. 4 health, Retaliate, Toughness is a Guardian. As much as we lost nowhere in our first cycle. So that's really good because Charlie can start blocking also for some of those Willows, and I think we just pass. Draw up, I'll hold on to Helicarrier. There's a Ready for a Fight. Okay, close. Shake It Off again. Genius for the double. We'll remove the helmet soon, I swear. A Lethal Intent, and we would love to get a technique here. Combat Ready. That can put 2 techniques into our deck. That might be okay because we're about to cycle, so we can make sure we get a valuable technique here. But I just want to check if there's any techniques in the deck. There is. So if we play Combat Ready, oh, we also have our team up in here. Bummer. We're so close. If we play Combat Ready, it discards cards until you find a technique. It doesn't draw cards, but I don't know. Maybe we don't play that because I don't want to mill our team up, which is super playable here. right, this goes to 1. Juggernaut schemes for 1 in a card. 1, 2, 3, 4, and under fire. So that goes up to 5. Frightening. 1 encounter card. Assault. Okay. It has Surge. 1 counter card. Building momentum. I really like cards like this. Interesting player side schemes. They're so cool. 3 threat, double acceleration. After you defend against an attack from Juggernaut, remove 1 threat from the scheme. Now, it doesn't need that text on it, but that's cool. And double acceleration is kind of scary because Juggernaut keeps hitting. And it's back to us. So I think setting up a ready for a fight would be good. We have no way to draw cards. We have wide stance, mind you. We don't have any of this stuff. This is the hardest part to track, is your coming and going keyword abilities. So the question is whether we do something with combat ready. I think we just play it to shuffle our 2 favorite cards back into the deck. So shuffle up to 2 technique cards from your discard pile into your deck. So I think we're going to do the ones that we like the most. So we need more threat. So I'll put the threat one back into our deck. And I think we're going to get rid of the helmet this turn. So the stun or confuse one is really good. I don't think we have the toughness train, so we're going to put in evasive maneuvering. And so now our next 5 cards, we know exactly what we're going to be drawing into. Okay, that's that. We will flip. If we want to get Gamora into the bin right now, it's really awkward. She'll hit the cycle, but unfortunately she'll miss exactly the team up because we played her on turn 1 and could not capitalize on it. I think we just set up the rest of this hand. So we'll do... I'll use Nebula ship to play ready for a fight because it requires an icon of a certain type. And then I'll just do 1, 2, 3 for a Helicarrier. Ooh, I actually don't know the ruling for this. So Helicarrier says reduce the cost. Reduce the resource cost of a card. What happens if you play a card that costs X? Can I reduce X to X minus 1? I'm assuming you can, because I want to make this cost 1 and I reduce the cost to 0. Technically, you can't use Helicarrier on ready for a fight because that doesn't work. But I don't know if you can Helicarrier an X costed card. It's not a huge difference because firing Helicarrier has cap locks on? No, kind of. Because firing lethal intent would just let us look at the top 3 of the deck, which it's good. It's a nice thing to do. I'm going to hope it works. So choose up to X techniques. We paid 1 minus 0. I'm assuming this works. Resolve the special ability. So we get to do wide stance. So wide stance says look at the top 3 in the counter deck, discard 1, put the others back in any order. So we have Shadows of the Past. That's always good to get. We have a 2 boost. And we have a 1 boost with a You Are Stunned. So I'm okay with making green being our encounter card. You Are Stunned. Actually, Creeping Will is also not that. It's not good for us. Oh no, we have wide stance. Creeping Will is a perfectly cromulent encounter card. So let's just get rid of Shadows of the Past. Oh, but we're going to deck out. Anytime that you're looking at encounter cards, you have to remember that you're going to deck out. So you're going to draw one of these. So whatever we put on the top, we're going to end up drawing. So that means the top card will be drawn. The second card would be a boost. The third card would be an encounter card. So this is a bad boost card. So there's no way around it. We have to discard this. No, we have to get rid of the Shadow of the Past because we don't want to draw it. So we're going to discard Shadow of the Past. This goes on the top. This goes next. So this will be our boost card, which will be 4 boost. And then this will be the encounter card. That's totally fine. Okay, almost messed that up. I hate it when I mess it up when we deck out. It's always like the silliest problem to have. We should clear this. We definitely should be clearing that. So, oh, were we meant to recover for 3? No, I don't think we do. So we'll thwart for 2. Gamora needs to stay, unfortunately. We will thwart for 2. Clear that. Rocket will thwart for 2. And that's it. Okay. We draw a whole deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We know what these cards are. It's 2 techniques, Daughters of Thanos, White Widow. White Widow so far hasn't been looking that good. We get an encounter card, which we know is making green. I did it wrong. Hold on. We have to put these in the other order. We want Creeping Willow to be an encounter card. And then we'll shuffle this. I still did it wrong. That's so good. All right, helmet should come off here. I've never played this long and not taking the helmet off. Actually, I think last time we played Juggernaut on stream, I almost never took the helmet off. But it's almost always the first thing I do on turn 1. All right. Give this a shuffle. Put this face down. It's coming. We're not worried about it. We don't actually take any damage from it, so it has no text. Give that a cut. This goes to 4. Do we have any cards we can play in this phase? No. So Juggernaut attacks for 4 and overkill. We know it's going to be for 6. We will just go ahead and block with Charlie, 27, who takes the toughness off and does retaliate 1 to the villain. down to 9. Charlie does not have a mental. And we draw 2 encounter cards. First card is Creeping Willow. You know how this works. It's going to quick strike us for 3 with guard. And after Creeping Willow attacks and damages a character, stun that character. But because we have wide stance, the 1 attack is reduced to 0. And I'm assuming we don't take damage, so we don't get stunned. So we just take it to the face. Nothing happens. Next card, a Sound Thrashing. I think this also does nothing. It says when revealed, each copy of Creeping Willow attacks the player it's engaged with. That's a really good wide stance. Wide stance fires 1 more time. We take no damage. Now our phase starts. We have to fire the special in this. Look at the top 3 cards in the counter deck. Do the same thing. So we have to draw and discard. No, that's ours. So let's look at 3. We have Breakthrough on top. That's 2 boost. We have Siderax Exemplar, 3 boosts. This flips the helmet, which is pretty bad. And Ground Pound. So we have 3 different Juggernaut cards, which are all pretty bad. Now we know we're going to be attacked. We're going to be on the encounter card. This flips the helmet. This one seems really bad. So this will be our boost. This will be our encounter card. This one flips the helmet. We don't want that. This is the players of the group take indirect damage equal to Juggernaut's attack. So that'll be just take 3 damage. Other ways we can discard this to get 3 boost. And then this is our encounter card still. So it's either do we want one of these as to be an encounter card, and I don't think we want this one as the encounter card. So I think we just have to take a whole bunch of indirect damage. Okay, sorted. Now it's us. What do we do here? Excuse me. I think we play Daughters of Thanos and see what happens. We are pretty safe to jump down. We drew a lot of, techniques, which is what we're going to do. I think you want to set up all the techniques on a turn that you draw the lethal intent so you can fire all of them twice, but that's not this turn. So I guess we'll just do Helicarrier for Daughters of Thanos. Daughters of Thanos just says, if they're both in play, draw 3 cards. 1, another Cutthroat Ambition. Starhawk is here, and not today. Okay, not super useful. Okay. We will use Rocket Raccoon to attack for 4 with Overkill. So Willow goes down. The villain takes 1 Overkill and Rocket goes down. I have a sneaking suspicion we put cards in the wrong deck. I'm just going to check. No, we're good. We've been good for a bit now. All right, this is probably a remove helmet angle. So I think the easiest way to remove the helmet is we can do 2 mental plus Nebula ship. So Juggernaut's helmet. Spend 3 resource counters, remove each momentum counter. So we clear that, flip this card. Now it is just our friend here, Juggernaut. And Juggernaut Exposed says, attached to Juggernaut, Juggernaut takes 1 additional card from damage from each card with a printed mental resource. So that's just hope right now because wilds are not printed mental resources. After 1 Juggernaut schemes, place 1 momentum counter on Juggernaut to flip this card. So now we're okay. Juggernaut no longer has Overkill nor Stalwart, which is obviously nice. And we don't have to worry about the helmet for a bit. With Ready for a Fight, it's like impossible for Juggernaut to scheme for a minute. So we're in a good spot here. Okay, I think we're going to flip down. We will thwart for 2. I think at this point, getting Gamora, she might as well stay on the table. I think having that 1 soak is a bit better than just taking 2 thwart. Hope Summers will attack for technically 3 because she has the mental icon. So that's down to 5. So we're in striking distance. And I think here we'll just jump down and then set up as many of these as we can. We'll hop down. We'll spend Starhawk to do, I think we're going to start with the remove 3 threat one. So Cutthroat Ambition. And with our alter ego, we draw 2 cards. Groot and Weapons Master. We really want to stay in alter ego for 1 turn though, because the chance of drawing a lethal intent here is so good that I think we actually probably want to plan into it. I think we have 2 lethal intents in the entirety of the deck, but we're going to be next phase with so many of these cards. Maybe we just let them all fire. So remove 3 threat will cover this. Deal 4 damage is really important. Stun or Confuse is really nice too. And then just deal damage. So I think we just like flood the board with as many of these as we can. I think we have to not play all of them. We'll throw Groot for Weapons Master. This is the 4 damage one. Gives us Retaliate 2, which we might take an attack here. And then I think we're going to throw out 4 more damage is a bit wasted because we'll do 5 damage when Juggernaut attacks us. So then I'll do this for Evasive Maneuvering. And I think we'll hold on to Weapons Master, maybe? Maybe? It's like we really want to draw into... I think we're going to jump up because otherwise the helmet comes back on. If we draw Lethal Intent, it's just so good. Maybe we just hold down here. This is where I want like more practice with Nebula, because understanding whether we should hold up and build all of our techniques or whether we should just let them fly is like a really important decision here. Unfortunately, our damage one has a physical on it, so it doesn't do 5 damage, but we have technically retaliate plus 4 damage waiting. So that will defeat Juggernaut too. I think we'll just fly up. We'll keep the damage one because it seems good. And we'll draw up. We want to draw another copy of Ready for a Fight. So we'll draw. Oh, we drew the lethal intent. Okay, so maybe we'll stay down because this card is just so absurd when you can fire a lot of them. Shake It Off is really good because we'll have toughness. Unfortunately, we don't have the toughness one. Another lethal intent. That's not great. Energy and Prof X. Okay, I think we're staying down because we drew a copy of lethal intent and we have good resources. Because again, this will just do so much damage that we can probably just stay down. So let's hope for the best. This goes to 3. Juggernaut will scheme. We will not fire Ready for a Fight because it is optional. So we know that we're going to be schemed on for 3, which is okay. Yeah, that's okay. So we'll get schemed on for 3. So Juggernaut schemes for 1, 2, 3. This goes to 6. And now Juggernaut Exposed says, when Juggernaut would scheme, place 1 momentum counter, flip this over. We're confident to do this because we know the 1 encounter card that we're drawing. Technically, this is a bit worse because we gave +1 attack, but now we have to take indirect damage equal to Juggernaut's attack. Also has Overkill and Stalwart again. So for this, we have to take 4 damage. We can definitely take a whole bunch of them to Charlie. So we'll do 3 to Charlie. We'll take 1 to ourselves. Because I don't think Charlie really matters. Charlie's going to get 1 good block in him before he's dead anyways, so this seems fine. And then it's back to us. I think we're going to continue to play some attachments. We don't need 2 lethal intents, so I'll pitch 1 lethal intent to play another Weapons Master that draws 2 cards. We drew Ready for Fight. We can't play that. And Drax. Okay, without Nowhere, the allies seem less interesting. Okay, so we can jump up. We can spend 4 resources to remove 3 threat, stun or confuse. We need to get rid of the helmet first because this removes the Stalwart. This does 4 damage plus 1 plus 4 damage. So actually, we probably should have taken 1 more damage to leave Charlie at 1. But I think we'll just attack with Gamora and waste a bit of damage. Yeah, maybe keeping Charlie 1 more healthy was right. But we just need to plan whether we're going to recover or not. Are we going to recover? Because if we recover here, we're at 9. That's pretty healthy. We have to do 1 damage so that the Weapons Master, the second one, doesn't whiff. I'm pretty sure... Oh, her attacks gain piercing and overkill, so it'll be 4 damage with piercing. I think when we advance Juggernaut, he gets toughness again. But I'm actually not convinced we take the helmet off. Because I think when you advance the Juggernaut 3, I think the helmet comes back on. So taking the helmet off here would be silly. Yeah, Juggernaut exposes if in play, flip it. Otherwise, give Juggernaut a tough status card. So we are going to waste the Stun or Confuse. We just won't pay for the evasive, so we won't waste it. Whoa, Nebula's kind of cool here. Okay, so do we recover for 3? I think 1 more health and Charlie actually was kind of important. So Hope just attacks for 2. Yeah, I think we can recover for 3. So we'll recover for 3. Stay safe. We'll flip up. Hope Summers will attack for 2, dropping Jug to 3. And then we're going to go play our lethal intent. So we have to figure out what we want X to be. I think we want X to be 3. So I think we just dump 1, 2, 3. And then we can still take the helmet off. So this is 1, 2, 3 into lethal intent. Choose up to X techniques and resolve their special ability in the order of your choice. So we'll start with the first Weapons Master. This does 4 damage to an enemy. So that's going to knock out Juggernaut. And we're going to advance to Juggernaut 3. So Juggernaut 3. That's +1 attack. Now we're at 5 attack here. The counter still remains. I'm pretty sure it still remains. When revealed, search and counter deck and discard pile for Head of Steam. Oh, this one's annoying. It's an attachment. Actually, some of our damage is going to end up here, I think. What's the next card? Shuffle the deck. If Juggernaut exposes it in play, flip it. Otherwise, give Jug a tough status card, which doesn't matter too much. Head of Steam is going to give Retaliate X, so we actually are going to take a bit of damage here. So let's do Head of Steam first. Oh, this one doesn't soak damage, right? Juggernaut gets Retaliate X, where X is the number of momentum counters on Juggernaut. It's currently 1. But when reveal, attach Head of Steam and place a momentum counter. So now Juggernaut has 6 attack with Overkill and Stalwart. Her response after Juggernaut attacks you, spend a resource for each damage dealt by the attack to discard this card. Okay, so we have Retaliate 2. Okay, so we've done 1 Weapons Master. Now we'll do the second Weapons Master, which is doing 4 damage, but it has Overkill and Piercing, We also ignore guard, patrol, and crisis, which is fine. So that's going to do 4 damage through the toughness. Oh, mind you, Juggernaut is on 25 health. So we'll just set the villain to 21. The toughness comes off. We take 2 damage because we retaliate. So we're down to 7. Next, we'll do Cutthroat Ambition, which the special on this is remove 3 threats. So we'll knock this down to 3. Okay. Keep dropping things. All right, so far so good. And I think we'll just take the helmet off because that means we'll have retaliate 0. So we'll do 1, 2, 3 with Nebula ship. And the helmet, we'll spend 3 resources of the same type. We flip this, we remove all the counters, which means we lose retaliate, we lose stalwart, we lose overkill. And now we take 1 more damage from every mental type. We are holding a Shake It Off, which is totally fine. Oh, we could have played a Shake It Off. We should have played the Shake It Off. Let's play this Shake It Off, actually. Immediately, we could have played this. I've never played this during our hero phase. But after a Guardian takes any amount of damage, we took damage from Retaliate, so we can play Helicarrier for Shake It Off to give us a toughness. Wait, that was sick. Cool. And we'll pass. I think we're going to keep Gamora and Charlie as both chump blockers. There's a chance that 2 threat is actually good. I think we've lost 1 advance so far. The advance is likely to be a problem for us, but maybe not too bad because we have toughness, so we'll pass. And we're going to do so much damage. So much damage. We'll draw 5. Not today. Not today. Specialized training. A genius and a ready for fight. So not a super playable hand. This really means that we should play one of these not todays because otherwise what are we doing with our hand? And so this goes to 4. Juggernaut is attacking you for 4 and a card. If we block, Retaliate goes through. We have toughness. I think this gets it easy to get rid of the Head of Steam. So I'm going to do Helicarrier, and then we're going to defend with Not Today. So we're going to defend for 4. Unlikely for this text to fire, but Not Today says, when your hero defends against attack, +2 defense, and if we take no damage, remove 2 threat. What about if we do 2 of these? Let's do another Not Today. So we're defending for 6. So 4. 5, 6, perfect. So a bunch of things happen here. A lot of things happen. Technically, the windows might be more strict than this, but we took no damage, so we can remove 4 from this. That actually matters because we can keep Cutthroat Ambition around. That's good. We have Retaliate 2 because these both give Retaliate, so Juggernaut takes 2. What else fires? Head of Steam can fire. So Head of Steam says, after Juggernaut attacks, you spend a resource for each damage dealt. No damage was dealt. We'll spend 0 resources to discard this. And I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. We'll draw an encounter card. Cyterax Exemplar. In expert mode, this gains Insight 1. No, we were so close to keeping around Cutthroat Ambition. If Juggernaut exposes in play, flip it and place 1 momentum counter on Juggernaut. Otherwise, place threat on the main scheme and Juggernaut attacks. Okay, that's fine. We can deal with this. Okay. Now, we have to do all Nebula's text again. So hold on, hero mode. We now have Overkill. We now have Stalwart. That's a bummer. The Stalwart's really annoying. So we have to fire all of these. So we'll fire them in this order. Firstly, Weapons Master. Weapon Master says deal 4 damage. It technically has piercing and overkill. They'll both fire. We'll do 8 damage to Juggernaut. Down to 11. Next, Cutthroat Ambition fire. Remove 3 threat from the scheme. If this had no threat, this would stay, but we have to remove it. And then very unfortunately, Evasive Maneuver. Just a bad time for the helmet to flip. But this says choose either stun or confuse with Stalwart. It doesn't matter. Back to us. All right, I think we can flip down. I wish we had a thing to play here, but we don't. Yeah, we don't have anything really to do here. So I think we'll spend 3 of the same to flip the helmet. 1, 2, 3. Remove this. We could consider jumping down here. This is worthless. If we jump down, we just draw 1 more card. We jump right up, back up with Ready for Fight, which is okay. In theory, we could decide to stay down and let like the helmet flip after you thwart for 2. Like that's also kind of fine. We have so much control whether we can stay up or down. Ready for Fight is just such an absurd card. Oh, we'll attack here for 3, of course. Gamora does 2. We're in striking distance. We should just probably use Gamora. Yeah, we probably should just use Gamora here. So we'll attack for 2 more. We draw the card that says deal 1 damage to every ally. I think that's a real card. She might not survive that. Charlie has Retaliate, but if he dies, it doesn't fire, so I'm not going to track it. Do we jump down or not? We're in 6 health? I think we can jump down. Let's just draw more cards. And we might stay down here, and we'll pass. We'll throw this out. We'll draw 6. 1. Nowhere. That's good. A bit too late. Wide Stance is kind of good. We have Martyr, who I don't know if we're going to play that. Combat Ready is really nice to make sure we can put our damage cards back in our deck. Another combat ready. We have one technique, so we're kind of incentivized to stay down here. And we have an unyielding, which is the tough status card one, which can stay on the table if we're tough. This goes to 1. We have to decide if we're going to ready for a fight or whether we're just going to let 2 threat and the helmet flip. 2 threat and a helmet flip. How bad is that? It's not that bad. I really want to stay down here. If we flip up, we just take our toughness off. That's like whatever. But down here, we can play 2 combat ready. We can draw into the cards we shuffle back in with combat ready. Let's stay down. Let's get a bit greedy here. So we'll let Juggernaut scheme for 2 in a card. It's for 4, so this goes to 5 on one of these sides, and then the helmet flips. So Juggernaut now has 5 attack. 1 encounter card. Captive Hope. So this is the only other card in the Hope Summers set. Comes in with 3 threat, and it says when revealed, exhaust Hope, which sucks. We're definitely in striking distance there. Now we can't, because we had a lot of damage, but unfortunately we lost a fair bit of it there. So we have to, should have to clear this at some point. Otherwise we have 1 acceleration. We probably won't clear it. Oh, these are ready. All right, it's back to us. I think we're going to play a combat ready first, just to get some cards back in the deck, because I think we just want our damage back in our deck, because again, our deck has like no damage in it if both are Weapons Masters. So we'll shuffle up to 2 technique cards. Let's just do both copies of Weapons Master. Retaliate is damage, and 4 damage is definitely 4 damage. This gets shuffled in with only 4 other cards, so we're going to be drawing 2 of 6. So we have about a 1/3 shot, right? We'll probably just play the other combat ready. But now we'll go ahead and draw our 2. We'll give that a cut. So I don't think we're going to play Martyr. We'll pitch Martyr. Sorry, actually, no, we'll just use Helicarrier here. And we'll play Unyielding Persistence. This is the card that we can keep around if we do things right. So it says +1 thwart, +1 attack. And Stalwart. We've now played a thing, so we draw. Shake it off. Weapons Master, we drew into 1 of them. That's good. If we combat ready, we get another Weapons Master that probably closes the game out. So I think we're just going to play combat ready here. So this, we're going to use the other mode, which says discard cards until you hit a technique, put it into play. Lethal Intent. Oh, Lethal Intent would have been a good draw. So we get the second Weapons Master. 1 card left in our deck. It's a strength. Good to know. Okay. So this is already 5 damage. This is more damage. We have 3, 4 damage on the table. We have 6 damage. Oh, we can just win here if we play Martyr. Yeah. Yeah, I think we just win here. We flip up. So we're attacking for 3. Charlie's for 4. Martyr is for 2 more. We'll play Martyr. Said we wouldn't play her. Technically, none of the stuff we did this turn actually ended up mattering because we just have 6 damage here. But Martyr comes into play. Has 3 health. Nebula will attack for 3 because we have boosted stats. Charlie attack for 1, gets defeated, hits a cycle. And then Martyr, it takes consequential damage from performing an attack. If that attack defeated an enemy, give her a tough status card. So she'll attack for 2, getting a toughness because she defeats Juggernaut. Not too bad at all. I think that hero is probably in a good spot for us. Big attacks don't care about toughness. We never managed to do the thing that we were trying to do, which is make the toughness stick. We almost got there. And I think here we would have done it because we would have ended up blocking with an ally, which means our toughness would have stuck. So we get that +1 attack, +1 towards Stalwart permanently, which is a good spot to be in. We have 1 more resource there. We probably could have done slightly more efficient. But even if this turn, if we're short damage, we get attacked, we have retaliate, 4 more damage coming in. These are really good. 1 for 4 is nice. And technically because of the retaliate, it's like a 1 for 5 as much as it is delayed gratification, which, hey, I like that. I like building decks. Sick. Kind of did what we wanted to. Not perfectly, but kind of did it. I think we need to prioritize getting nowhere down. That might have been a bit greedy. I think the not todays don't seem like the most obvious inclusion here. I think we had more ways to manage our discard pile and draw because setting up the lethal intent on a big board is like the best thing you can possibly do. I see why a lot of people play Nebula Injustice because like sonic rifle spam and just keeping well, what's it called? Confuse is so good when you can stay down and then pop up and do a lethal intent, which is like you spend 2 resources and it does 4, you spend like 3 resources, it does 8 damage and removes 3 threat. Like that's absurd. That's really, 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 really good. I really like that. That's the part of Nebula that feels good. It's the setup and then the payoff. All right. How long have we been streaming for? Not long, an hour. That's really good for us, actually. Give me 1 second. Still a bit under the weather. How are you doing on this Sunday night? I need to remember I get to talking too quickly. I forget to drink my coffee. I think I'm starting to realize why after a Netrunner stream, my voice doesn't hurt. But after a Marvel Champion stream, my voice definitely does hurt. Just a mile a minute over here. For better, for worse. All right, I think we're just going to continue to play through this campaign. If anyone in chat has like a scenario they really want to see, I would like to do that. I think otherwise we're just going to roll on to Mr. Sinister and go from there. I am trying to play again. That's a big reason why we ended up on Nebula is I'm trying to play through every hero against every or at least one campaign this year, and Nebula was definitely one of the ones I hadn't tried in a long time. Okay, let's clean this up. We're not going to do a great job because I'll fix it off camera, but we'll just go ahead and separate the encounter deck to its requisite parts. This will be tucked here. I think we're going to need that in a second. This is Jughead. Let's go. One thing that I find fascinating is I think Juggernaut technically is not a mutant. I think Juggernaut's like a magical guy. As magic is his power, which is not what you'd expect considering the company that he keeps. Let's do this. I think I undervalue how good looking the top 3 is. I'm here when you're streaming. Andrew, welcome. How you doing? We've had a busy Saturday with like family and it's an election today here in Montreal. So we're streaming a lot later than we normally do, but glad you can make it. Maybe this makes more sense. All right, let's get our friend Mr. Sinister. This one's really strange. I think actually it might be a problem for us because Mr. Sinister's text gets worse when you add a status card is placed on Mr. Sinister. Oh, that's okay. In NPC Boston, I got a hold of Gamora, Ant-Man, and Ms. Marvel, so I'm only missing War Machine and Doctor Strange. Yo, that's sick. How was NPC Boston? I think it was only like 14 players, wasn't it? Ant-Man, I currently have a deck that I'm playing. Ant-Man is like, I don't feel like there's a lot of decks that mesh well with Ant-Man because Ant-Man's shtick is just so well contained unless you can get benefits and reasons of flipping form. That's really fun. But Ant-Man might be one of the most fun heroes. I've only played as much Gamora as I played Nebula, which is not a lot, but I think Gamora is just really satisfying to play. And Miss Marvel is one of the weirder ones where it's like the people that are good at Miss Marvel are really good at Miss Marvel. The people who are average at Miss Marvel are terrible at Miss Marvel because she's very difficult. She like requires you to do things that you don't really do in any other hero. I think War Machine is surprising that it's hard to find, but Doctor Strange is just very, very, very difficult to find, unfortunately. Usually stream when I'm asleep. Oh yeah, no way. Okay. Hey, welcome. Hopefully your Sunday night's good. We also have daily savings time. So if you're watching this from abroad, outside of North America, more accurately, this might line up a bit better. All right. Scenario set, Mr. Sinister. Encounter set found. What are we playing today? Mr. Sinister, 9 cards. Not that many. 5 treacheries, 2 big old minions with 5 health. We're also required to get flight, strength, and Ionics, I think it is. Telepathy, that's more accurate. One of these is going to be randomly added. They all have a permanent, and then they have like 4 other encounter cards that go into the deck. I think this is the longest animation out of all scenario sets. I think all the scenarios had to be made longer because this thing has like 7 different sets in it. Hope is still going to be around. I think that's important. She's a key part of this. Oh, we have to go get the nasty boys, the filthy guys, the sloppy men. I find this name to be very funny. There's like 6 nasty boys. They're mid-range minions. I do love myself a mid-range minion set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They have teamwork. I think this is the set that changed what teamwork means, but maybe it was the one after. But what new teamwork modernly means is that when a character comes into play, like let's say Ramrod, if another nasty boy comes into play, the new minion activates because it fires its teamwork ability. I'm like 90% sure that's correct. I don't think it's the existing one. It used to be when teamwork fired, every character that had teamwork activated immediately when a new one showed up, which if you played 4 players, from my understanding, sometimes it just got out of hand. And I could see that. I think this change makes a lot more sense. All right, we're going to randomly decide one of these, but otherwise this is the deck that we want. Hey, Schmendrix, I love Nebula Hero. Yet another place I want to try ready for a fight. That's exactly what we're doing today. And oh my God, so many good reasons to stay in Alter Ego with Nebula. Really, really, really cool. Is he playing another of your decks? Sorry? Whose decks is he playing another of your? I don't know who any of the characters in that sentence might be. Okay, so this goes here, this goes here. That's fine. So let's finish the setup on Sinister Intent. So, setup. Set aside flight, super strength, and telepathy, and counter set. Put Hope Summers into play under the first player. Okay, that's great. She's the same. Villain name Mr. Sinister. I'm pretty sure we played one stream where I named the villain wrong. I just like typoed the villain's name, and we went through the whole stream without that being called out, which I found to be very funny. Hit points only, that says 17? Yeah, 17. I thought it said 12. Villain set 17. Weird number. Okay, we flip this over. Sinister Intent. I don't know. He just started watching. My only Nebula deck is really old, though. It's probably not. Oh, no. I built this, I think, a night ago, if not 2 nights ago. This is our first game that we played of it a bit before. So if you want to jump back, I'll explain what it is. But it's a basically, you know, Nowhere plus Guardians. We're running 3 ready for fights because, of course, we are. And then we're running like 2 side schemes because we want our thing that removes 3 threats to have a target. All the Guardians, and then shake it off so that we can keep toughness, so that we can keep the card. Basically, the short of the long is if the technique doesn't fully resolve, or doesn't resolve at all, more accurately, you don't have to remove the technique. So the technique that gives you toughness, if you already have a toughness, you can keep it on the table. That's what we're built around to capitalize, which is also why we're playing Shake It Off. But it's not too outlandish. We're playing all the Guardians and playing Not Today. The Not Todays I'm not sold on. All right, Sinister Intent. When revealed, remove 1 random stage 2 from the game and advance to another one. All right, so there's 3 of them. I'm gonna roll a die. Clever. Yeah. The rule said basically, so I need to find it. What is it called? It is in the thumbnail. I forget the name of it because the names are all like very, you know, 2-word titles that I always forget. But the short of the wrong is like Cutthroat Ambition is a good example, and Unyielding Persistence. So Cutthroat Ambition says remove 3 threat. Now, if you're not confused and there is no threat on the table, you cannot resolve this. So it technically stays. That is very rare, but that's why we're playing the Not Todays, to remove all threats so that stays. But the bigger, easier one is Unyielding Persistence. If you cannot give yourself a toughness because you are toughness, this cannot resolve. And if this cannot resolve, it doesn't leave the table. That is what we built the deck around. In theory, I originally had Perseverances and then thought about it a bit. It didn't make a lot of sense. But we're trying to keep make our techniques fail to resolve. Valid target rule, yeah. Hidden Base would be great here when it arrives in the Northlands. Oh, I don't even know what that is. It's probably some busted protection card. I've started to see people post about some of the like really good protection cards that came. I'm assuming in the Hulkling deck, and like, yeah, some of them are very good. Like the Excelsior, I think someone made a Reddit post today. Yeah, it seems really good. Like, what can you say? It's probably good. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll remove that one. 5, 6, the last one goes. We can't look at it. Outside of play. Okay, then advance to a random stage 2A. I guess we put the die away too fast. 1, 2, 3. That's the one we're going to. All right, this goes in the back. This goes here. So each of these randomly lines up to one of these like permanent sets. And we have Taking Off. So that's Flight. I think that's not good for us because I think is Flight the Retaliate one? No, there's no shot. Ooh, I wonder how I sorted these. That's going to be a fun surprise. So Taking Off, attach Flight. Great. And then put the rest of Flight into the pile. So the 4 other Flight cards go into the encounter set. I'll keep these here. Okay, Flight permanent. +1 attack, overkill. Okay, that's fine. We can deal with that. Overkill's not the best, but Retaliate's, I think, one of the worst ones for us because in theory, if we fire all of our techniques, if we do the one that does attack 4, we have to target Mr. Sinister, and then we take the Retaliate, so then we lose our toughness, and then we can't do the infinite thing. So yeah, the valid target thing. Now, this comes in with 1 threat. The weird thing about these is they gain 2 a turn, and every time this advances, you attach another like superpower to Mr. Sinister, and then the final fight is on the 3rd stage. But these have such a brutal threshold because again, when you hit Mr. Sinister with any encounter card, whether he gains a toughness or confuse or anything like that, you just put 2 threat on the main scheme. I find it frustrating that it doesn't seem like this one has a great balance when you play solo because a confuse being worth 2 threat in a multiplayer game or 2 threat in a solo game, it doesn't line up well for me. I feel like the solo scaling on this one is notably different than most other villains in this box. Also, when revealed, place 1 threat, 2 threat if there is fewer than 2 attachments. Like we're already up on 3, and we're adding 2 a turn. But yeah, this per player numbers on this felt very strange. The margin is so thin when you play solo. There's scenarios where you advance Mr. Sinister and it just like automatically clears the main scheme and you don't even have an action before it happens. Okay. Yeah, because when you advance, it puts 2 on. You just have to like not get caught out by that. All right, this is that. Let's shuffle our side and we're off. So again, we have aerial trait that doesn't matter functionally. Overkill matters. Overkill matters. Got it. Okay, let's shuffle our deck. When you're building a deck, right, like you look through everything. Generally, when I'm on Marvel's CDB, one of the first things I'll do is like, oh, I'm a Guardian deck, and I'll search X:*Guardian to see every card that mentions the word Guardian, right? And that's a starting point because it tells you that your resource generators, it tells you some of the power cards that are gated by trait. And I feel like Guardian, it feels like most of it's attached to allies. Almost all the Guardian synergies are attached to allies, which like doesn't line up well with the playstyle I usually have. Like there's no resource generator. The only like big support that is traded at all to Guardian is Nowhere, which again draws based off of allies. And I feel like that actually has a huge implication on how much I enjoy Guardian compared to things like Web Warriors, which mind you have a lot of allies and have a lot of ally synergies, but there's like really good Web Warrior cards. I guess there are no Web Warrior upgrades or supports besides Warrior of the Web. And like, yeah, the ones that care about allies. So maybe actually that's kind of similar. I don't know. It just feels like there's a deeper pool, especially of basic allies, for better or for worse. Okay, Nebula, we're at 9 health. We're in Alter Ego and we're off. So nothing particularly we have to play around. It's just a villain that is going to get worse until the final stand. I think on the final stand, Mr. Sinister always attacks Hope is my memory of this. So I'll have to go for that. There's Kid, but it's also allied depending on your build. Yeah, Kid is the only other card. That's a good point. I've never played Kid because it just seems so expensive. I'm not sure if the basic power of whatever the power of basic power is called, the resource card, pays 2 for this. I'm not sure which way they've ruled that. But like, I don't want to spend 2 resources to ready myself. So you have to ready an ally, I guess. Like 2 resources to ready yourself is not a good trade. It's really not. I don't know. Oh, it does pay for it. Okay, that's good to know. Do you think Marvel Champions is going to get a new core set like Arkham? I think there's a chance. I think though, if it's a new core set, it's kind of cool because it allows them to do 2 stones, 1 bird kind of thing, where it allows them to like get more hype into the game. It allows to bring people into the game, but it also allows them to like revisit some of the characters that they want to revisit that are like desperately out of print. I'm not exactly sure who it is, but like I could see them making a new box that also maybe has more heroes in it. I don't know. But it's like, okay, we now have Captain America and Hulk and like all these characters that people think are integral to Marvel as a, basic idea. I do think the heroes they picked for the original core set are great, but I think they've learned a lot. Like, I don't think they would like a lot of their heroes would be different. Their kits would fundamentally be different. There's so much you learn about putting this game out for like the last 6 years that they could do it for sure. I just don't know. Like, it's so hard to talk about releasing things because it's a licensing issue to some extent too. Like, I do think a lot of the difficulties of keeping SKUs, like products on shelves, is a real problem with FFG that is catching up to them in ways that they're trying to struggle with, or they are struggling with. But another thing is licensing. Like, that's just going to be a real thing. That being said, the Avengers seem to be licensed right now. Like, some of the new cards they printed have Captain America on them. Like, obviously Captain America is a leader, so it doesn't seem like that license is too difficult. I really love it in Drax. Oh yeah, he gets super high attack. And Andrew, you're right. He draws with like the Dweet thing. So you actually it's a bit cheaper because you pay 2, but you generally draw a card. Power and Vaults can pay for it, but 2 resources for ready is actually great, but it depends on your stats. Most readies are 2 costs with conditions or 3 costs with fewer conditions, so 2 is good. Yeah, but I'm thinking of things like ready. What is the flight one? Where it's like you take 2 thwart and ready yourself. Like, I don't know. I don't think I would pay 2 to ready myself unless I have, something attached to activating. I don't know. This seems a bit expensive. Yo, Superno, how you doing? I don't know. I could see it being possible. I would think it'd be really smart if they did this sort of thing that they were doing in other non-North America locales, where they re-release like a wave of heroes in a single product. I think that would be really good because there's just less products on shelves and people would care about them. I don't know which locales that got released in, but like, I don't know. There's a lot of things going on here. Like, they mentioned the new Arkham Horror core set, which is like, I'm not the audience to get like really stoked about that, which maybe that was the issue with hyping it up on a live stream, is like the people watching are the people that don't need a new core set necessarily. But the idea that they can do new mythos sets, like how would they redesign the standard encounter set, 6 years wiser or whatever the number is, like that seems kind of compelling to see. How would they rebalance the basic cards, or like, what would half the cards in She-Hulk's deck actually look like modernly? I don't know. There's some interesting things to be said there. But I do think the core set is still in print and like still selling probably relatively well. I think that's the last thing I'll say is like, I think one of the biggest things that is hard to keep in mind is whenever there's conversations online about like what you think Fantasy Flight Games should be doing. If you're watching this and you're really plugged in as a Marvel Champions card game player or Arkham Horror card game player, and you have a whole collection, you are by far in the minority from my understanding. Like the majority of Marvel Champions players buy a core set, buy like 4 of their favorite heroes, and that's it. They don't worry about what's out of print. They don't worry about the meta. And let me tell you, if you're the person who's like on Marvel CDB and you're caring about this sort of stuff that I care about, like you found your family, that's great. But like a lot of their decisions will be made off of a wider audience. So revised standard will probably have 4 copies of advance. It's only advance. Can't believe it. Always advance. But I don't know. It is like one of the things that's so frustrating about Marvel Champions in some ways that is different. And okay, it's a holdover from Arkham Horror, right? Why do you have to buy a core set of Marvel Champions? The answer is tokens. And if you look right now, how many tokens am I playing with? 0. I do play with my dial when I play solo all the time. But the only reason why you have to buy the core set is because you need standard encounter set, which sucks. Because if Sinister Motives is functionally a standalone product, besides the fact that you don't have tokens and you don't have standard, right? But that means Age of Apocalypse, that had standard 2, 3 in it, if I'm not mistaken, is so close to being a standalone product, barring the fact that you don't have tokens in it. And so I kind of wish that every set had its own standard and it just had art that was thematic to that cycle. That'd be so cool. Like I'm such a big fan of Energy Genius Strength now getting new art for every theme. I think that's so fun. And then you can choose which one you like the best. Like giving players the ability to customize their decks visually is just a treat. But yeah, I don't know if I'm getting off track now. It's just so frustrating that this game has the holdover from Arkham Horror, where it's like you have to use the encounter sets that show up in the core set, and they only did that once or twice. Like if I'm not mistaken, any box besides Rise of Red Skull does not touch the core set outside of standard. So what does it cost to add 9 more cards to the box? My guess is that they want you to buy a core set, right? So why not make you buy a core set? It also is the one that comes with the rules and instructions, and that actually is worth a lot, but I don't know. It's so close to being a perfect standalone product. You're a Spider-Man player, pick up Sinister Motives. You have a cool campaign, you have 2 spider decks, and you're off. Or like imagine you could pick up, Mutant Genesis and it was a standalone product. It'd be so cool. As much as you definitely go buy Wolverine or whatever you care about. All right, let's go. Coffee sip and we're in. Oh, we're so in. We're so in. Let's go. First card. Weapons Master. We're winning. It's that easy. We drew a thing on turn 1. We definitely need a technique on turn 1, so we draw 2 cards. We'll keep this as a good technique. Combat ready. I don't know, man. Combat ready is like, it does damage to your deck. And generally on our first cycle of our deck, we want to set up, we want to find Nebula ship, we want to find nowhere, and we have an equal chance of discarding them as not. This card I like to draw much later because then I can carve out the end of my cycle. Excuse me, I'm disgusting. I don't think I keep this. I think I only keep this card if I didn't know how the rules worked and I thought it draws 2 cards, which it doesn't. At least they give you a full playset in the core set nowadays. Yeah, that's good. The price point went up for that, but it's obviously fantastic. FFG learned that the core set should be a full product, which yeah, of course, huge win. Wide stance. Mind you, Mr. Sinister attacks for 3, which is like not nothing. This is like a medium keep. All right, super wide stance. Shake it off. We don't keep these because we don't want to hold them in our hand unless we draw our toughness thing. Another combat ready. You kidding me? Just like hearing people's opinions on ideas that FFG will do what they'll do, but it's good to discuss ideas. Yeah, no, for sure. There's a lot to discuss. And I think right now we're at the most interesting place where there's like this reckoning where FFG realizes like, hey, we can't keep printing everything. There's many, many issues when it comes to like global publishing and distribution. And so they need to find a model that makes sense. And my guess is the first couple of chances or first couple options they'll have are not going to be perfect. And there's going to be problems for sure. But it's also really exciting to be like giving people an opportunity to redo something with all their information. Like the original core set was designed without it being in people's hands. So they have no feedback. The first cycle was designed before people even played the game publicly. Like there's so much that they could redo. Okay. I don't think we keep any of these combat readies. I honestly don't think we keep the second wide stance. The first wide stance is not even that good, but at least with these, we can maybe draw a lethal intent and do something cool. But we want our setup cards. Prof X, a Confuse adds 2 threat. Sucks. Starhawk is fine. Martyr is not great. Lethal intent, at least we found one. Okay, again, this is the problem with our Mr. Sinister. Mr. Sinister is that if we add a status, it adds 2 threat to the main scheme, which means it'll advance because the threshold's really low. So we can't play Prof X reasonably. Because in theory, Prof X now just like thwarts for 1. It's not great. So I think I'll play Prof X just to play. And I think we're going to go for the damage one for it. We'll play Weapons Master, gets us Retaliate. And the biggest thing here is we played a technique. So with our Alter Ego ability, we'll draw 2. Daughter of Thanos, Lethal Intent. This is such a bad draw. We've drawn 2 Lethal Intents, 2 copies of Combat Ready in our opening hand. That is exactly when you don't want to draw these. And I think that's going to have a huge thing. Prof could ready Hope too. Oh my God. Yeah, you're right. She could. Hope is an X-Men. If I'm not playing Prof, right, like you lose the mode on it. I actually really like that. I think sometimes it's a problem that the basic allies in this game are too good. And I like when they're locked, at least some part of their power level. I don't think Nick Fury Sr. is doing it for me. But yeah, that's a cool thing. But yeah, ready an X-Men character can ready Hope. And she doesn't take consequentials. So that's not bad. Oofa doofa. So now Lethal Intent's a 1 for 4 damage. It's not the worst. But what else are we doing here? Like if we play Martyr, that's 4 cards. So we probably don't play Martyr. So maybe we just play Starhawk for 2. Then we play Wide Stance and hold a Lethal Intent. Holding a Lethal Intent is also really bad. Oh, maybe we should have kept Prof X. I think holding on to Prof X was better here. Because Prof X, we could ready Hope. Yeah, holding Prof X was the play. I know we've drawn 2 cards, so like we got a bit more information. But holding Prof X was actually really quite good. Because we could play Prof X for 3. No, it's still kind of ugly. So I guess we just play Martyr. Yeah, for 4. No, that doesn't make sense. We play 3 for Prof X, we still float 1. So I guess we play 2 for Starhawk. Why am I always floating 1? Why am I doing this math wrong? We play 3 for Prof X. Yeah, we float 1 as well. Oh, because we would have 1 fewer card in our hand. No, we wouldn't float. So yeah, we should have kept Prof X, funny enough. Really, really funny. The issue is staying in Alter Ego is like not an option because Mr. Sinister will immediately advance no matter what happens. So we'll flip up. We'll thwart for 2. Hope will thwart for 2. Number of times I've looked at Martyr in my hand and thought, you don't play Martyr here is a lot of times. Yeah, I know. Martyr's very expensive. The bummer too is like we only have, I think, 3 cards in our deck that are protection that cost more than 2. So I'm not playing any power protections, which I would love to play. Okay, we'll set up a Wide Stance. And then we don't play Martyr. Play Starhawk. I don't know who this guy is, but he seems nice. Oh, actually, Starhawk will thwart for 1. So then we'll use Hope Summers to attack for 2. It's a much better use. And then I'll throw out Lethal Intent. I don't care. All right, we'll pass. We have a Wide Stance, so we take 1 less damage, which is nice. We retaliate 1, so we can take an attack here. Nebula Ship, great draw. Ready for Fight, great draw. Genius, fantastic draw. Energy, okay, hold on. Hopefully we draw something we can play. Superpower Training. Best thing would be to draw into a technique. That's another thing, it's kind of feast or famine, is we've already drawn through only 3 techniques. So actually, no, it could be worse. This goes to 1. Mr. Sinister attacks for 3 and a card with Overkill. That's a lot of damage. We could defend for 2. I think our defend for 2 here is technically defend for 3 with Retaliate. I think that's fine. I don't think we're going to do much with this activation. So we're just still in setup mode. So I'll defend for 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We take 4 damage. We take 2 damage. It goes to 2. What does... Oh, yeah, this goes to 2. Yeah, good catch, good catch, good catch. Retaliate 1 goes back. Yeah, this goes up by 2 a turn. Really good catch. 1 encounter card. I have the high ground. When revealed, discard each tough status card from each friendly character. Nailed it. The player as a group takes 2 indirect damage, 4 for brute traded, which we're not. So 2 indirect damage. We can technically do 2 damage to Starhawk, which it just draws him into our hand, which is just kind of hella funny. So I'm gonna do that. Starhawk takes 2 indirect, takes perfectly damage to return to our hand. Now we fire a hero ability, we do 4 damage to the villain, we look at the top 3 cards and we discard them. Mr. Sinister is down to 10. So top card is Sinister Soldier. Boost says, for this activation, Mr. Sinister, hold on, I'll pull it up. It gets +1 scheme and +1 attack for each superpower, so just +1/+1. We have a Gang Up, which is 1 boost. And then we have Ruckus, who I think has a win revealed. Yeah, stun each character you control. So we can discard 1, we can put 1 on top, which means in theory we'll know that Mr. Sinister is scheming for as little as 3. The problem is 3 is too much. It's just frankly too much. So I think we get rid of, I think we just get rid of this. This will have Surge, which we don't want. I think we can have a Soldier here. So we can do Gang Up to be 1 boost and the Soldier is what spawns. We could also just do the Soldier as 1 boost and then the Gang Up is a wild. And we hope that Gang Up is better. I think Ruckus stunning everyone's kind of shit. Like, I don't think we want that. Pardon my language. This hand's good though. We're going to jump down. We're definitely going to jump down here. And it's nice that we have the double that goes into Starhawk. Actually, this hand is sick. Besides not having a technique. I think we're not set up well to deal with an ally. So I think we'll do it like this. Or sorry, a minion. And then just hope for the best. All right, hope for 2. So we don't do a bad thing. And then I think we just hop down. We'll spend 2 on Starhawk's back. Hey, bud, where'd you go? If you got the technique that gives you Stalwart, getting stunned is fine. Yeah, we have no techniques though, but it stuns everyone, which is only slightly more annoying, but you're right, not that much more annoying. We'll flip down. We'll spend 2 on Nebula's ship. This one generates a wild. Oh wait, this is not perfect. It's okay. We'll spend the wild and ready for a fight. I'm assuming we're gonna hop up. Mind you, if it doesn't say printed, you can use wilds. When you spend a wild, you decide what it is for. Superpower training is okay. We still have both of our remove 3 threats. So like, it's probably worth holding on to. Actually, no, it's not. We only get a technique with it. Starhawk, if we want to thwart for 2 here, it's useless. So I think with Starhawk, we attack for 2. And then we just pass. Draw. 1, Helicarrier. 2, Shake It Off. That's great. We'll play it. 3, Rocket. 4, Ready for Fight. 5, Not Today. 6, Lethal Intent. This hand is bad. Lethal Intent. No access to anything to fire it. Ugly. This is what the issue is. Like, if you have all your cards that are slightly combo cards, it's not like when you draw an event, which is just a straight 2 for 6. We have cards in our deck that do nothing. Cards that are alter ego and cards that care about board states, which is why, like, I think caring about setting up, staying in alter ego, all that sort of stuff is really, really important. But keeping your density of techniques is really hard with 2 combat readies in your opening hand. So we'll see how bad it is. Goes to 2. In theory, Mr. Sinister will scheme here for 3, which advances the thing. We know that. So we're just going to go for Ready for a Fight here and we'll flip up. And we now know we're going to be attacked for 4. It's just straight 4 damage with overkill. So I think we're just going to take it. I think we're going to just take 4 here. So we'll take 4. Down to 3. Scary, but we'll Nebula ship. Oh, actually, will we not today? Oh, we should have not today'd, honestly. But if we not today, we can't play Shake It Off. So Shake It Off, we can only play if we take damage. So I think we have to just take damage. Oh, no. We did it wrong. We did it wrong because we know Gang Up is our encounter card. And Gang Up doesn't have Surge. We're getting attacked again. Okay, so hold on. When we're going to get attacked here for 4, we're going to exhaust ourselves. And we'll play Lethal Intent for Not Today. Yeah, this is the play. So Not Today exhausts us. Let's recover 4. Then we'll defend for 2 plus 2, which is exactly 1, 2, 3, 4. We take no damage, so we clear this threat. Great. Because now we can do the same thing. We don't know how much damage we're taking, but now Gang Up fires. This is our encounter card, which I didn't think I realized the order this would show up. But we don't have Retaliate. So now Mr. Sinister attacks for 3 and a card with Overkill. This is ready. Yeah, that's ready. This one we'll just take. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sinister Strike. You are stunned. Oh, there's 2 cards called Sinister Strike. That's an option. I don't have the art for this one. Okay, I need to remember to add this. There's 2 cards called Sinister Strike. Boost, you're stunned. I wish techniques had gotten support like preparations to tactic upgrades. I was very surprised to search to find no techniques in the entire game outside of Nebula, which, yeah, you'd think it's like a trait like tactic or like, yeah, I guess preparation's a better one. So that's 4 damage. We're down to 3 health again. But now, oh God, this is bad. Because if we use Nebula's ship to play Shake It Off, we can't play the Helicarrier. Oh wait, no, Starhawk can come back. But if we play this for Shake It Off, yeah, we can play it. It's just we're gonna waste it. Oh, that's not good. This is bad. I think we're gonna have to just hope it doesn't scheme out. But yeah, when you don't draw techniques, you just literally don't do anything. And then you're gonna draw all the techniques at once, which is again not good. Yeah, so if we play Shake It Off here, we have a toughness. And I think we just stay in hero mode if we have Shake It Off. But the problem is if we play Shake It Off, we can play Helicarrier and pass. I think that is the line. So we'll do Nebula ship for Shake It Off. After Guardian takes any amount of damage, get a toughness. Rawr. Okay, I need to remember I can use this on allies, especially when they take consequential. Oh no, it's from an attack. Okay, they figured it out. Oh, Starhawk has the thwart for 1. That's ugly. We'll attack for 2 with hope. Starhawk will thwart for 1, which actually you cannot do. Oh, you cannot thwart for 1 for no reason. Wait a second, this whole turn was scuffed. Oh, that's so bad. So I guess we're just gonna pitch Rocket to play ready for fight. And then do we hop down to draw another card? I guess we do. We're gonna hop down and we're gonna pass. I don't know if I can emotionally hold on to this Helicarrier. It's all going wrong. It's going terribly. We have 1 more double in our deck. We have Gamora. Holding onto Helicarrier is okay. Our cost curve is relatively low. We want to draw into nowhere. We still have a whole bunch of allies. As much as I love Nebula, a lot of her games do feel like this. Yeah, I know. It's like if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I feel like if she had a bit of consistency, like if she had an alter ego action that allows you to shuffle a technique into her deck, something like that, that allows you to control the pace of the techniques, she would feel so much better. But unfortunately, it's like, yeah, we've had 3 turns where we're basically a blank hero. Very interesting. Or if she had a support that you could hit it, right? Like she has no alter ego supports. She has only alter ego events. I think actually that's a really big thing is all her cards are upgrades, but they're not cards that stay on the table. This is the only card that's permanent. And so she is entirely about how well you draw compared to a lot of other heroes that build forward momentum off of the board. I'm going to discard this. Let's draw 6. 1, not today. Okay. Cutthroat, not today. Ready for fight. That's good. Evasive is fine. Nowhere is good. That's 6 cards. You're drawing up to 6. I think keeping Helicarrier is fine. Too late now. You might have been right, though. In hindsight, yeah, but that's only because we saw the hand. I think we drew a double. Keeping the Helicarrier is really good, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure if we can. Imagine we didn't draw a technique here. That would be terrible, but I think the odds were really high we drew a technique. Goes to 2. We're going to get attacked. Ready for a fight. We flip up. We're being attacked for 3 in a card. No block. 4/5 damage. Toughness comes off. 1 encounter card. Captive Hope. That's not good. So when revealed, Hope exhausts 3 threat. Okay. At least we can clear that immediately. And then this will go up to 4, which is maybe fine. We've seen no advances, but who knows? We need to jump down. We need to play ready for a fight. That's good. We will do our thing. So Starhawk will clear for 1. When Starhawk takes exact damage, jumps back to our hand. Thanks, bud. And then I think here we'll just thwart for 2 to clear this. Because otherwise, Hope cannot ready. Okay. We just lost 2 damage on Hope. Not that bad. Okay, I think this is the point of the turn where we jump down. So we'll hop down. So we definitely don't need the Not Today. So I'll play Not Today for Cutthroat Ambition is remove 3 threat. So I think we're going to start there. This draws 2 cards with an alter ego ability. We drew Charlie and a strength. I wish we kept our Helicarrier. So I'm going to get Nowhere down. I don't think we need Charlie that bad, but Nowhere's nice to get on our first cycle. So ally limit +1 is not super important, especially because Hope doesn't take up a slot. But when we play a Guardian ally, we draw a card. Okay. We're only on 3 health. We actually might just like straight up die here. Evasive maneuvering will be good. We'll play that. We need to, man, overkill is really, really bad for our shtick. Our shtick is blocking with allies. So Nebula's ship will play the safety and a ready for a fight. So that's good. We've played 3 of them, I think, in a whole cycle, which is nice. We can spend 2 on Starhawk. Starhawk is a guardian, so we can draw a card. I said that, super Canadian. A guardian. 3 health. In theory, we can risk this going through. If we drop it to... No, it's not, we shouldn't. And then we'll pitch grouped for evasive maneuvering. This lets us ignore icons that are not often ignored. And then we can stun or confuse, which is nice. This is the thwart. We're stunned. Oh, Starhawk, I think we'll just thwart 1. So we'll go up to 3, which will clear perfectly, and we'll pass. We could die here. Actually, it's not unlikely that we die, because we're going to be attacked for up to 6. We only block for 2. Yeah, this might be it for us. Unless we draw a defense card, I don't think we have any. Gamora's here. Shake It Off is good if we can survive it. Drax, unyielding persistence, and a specialized training. Oh, I don't know. This is looking pretty bad for us. Discuss the 3. Either we let Mr. Sinister scheme for 2 in a card, which guarantees us to advance, and then we add another superpower, which is not a great thing to do. Or we can risk dying. Risking dying on average is pretty bad, because I think we're going to be attacked for 5. We could chump block with Starhawk, but it has overkill. So functionally, if we attack for 5, this takes 2 damage, we take 3, we lose. So I think the situation we're in, we have to let this advance. Because unless it's a 0 boost, we're cooked. If it's a 0 boost, no, it could be a 2 boost, right? 3 for 5, we block for 2, we take 3. No, it has to be a 1 or a 0 boost. And I don't think those odds are that good. So far, in terms of 3 boosters, we've only seen 1. Expert has a pair. How many 3 boosters are there in Mr. Sinister? I feel like that's maybe a better number than on my average boosty here. Average boosting 1.2, not super high. So I think we have to let it go through. I don't think we're allowed to not let it go through. Sucks. Okay. Let's see. Let's do some results-oriented thinking after we see the result. So Mr. Sinister will scheme. We won't ready for a fight. 1, 2, 3. So we would have survived. Yeah, we would have survived. Oh God, it's good to know that's on text. That's going to be bad for our game plan. So it says if the villain is attacking, gets piercing, but we're going to scheme for 3. So we would have survived. This goes to 6. Taking off says when completed, advance to the other stage 2A. There's one more stage 2A. It's called focusing in. I think we have telepathy. I think that's the one that gives us retaliate. Attach telepathy. And then we're going to shuffle the telepathy cards into the deck. So the deck is still relatively thick. So it's not going to be like super concentrated on telepathy. So telepathy says, yeah, it has retaliate. It's bad. Oh, this might be the other telepathy. Yeah, let's see other telepathy. Okay, hold on. Maybe I don't have it. I do. So psionic and retaliate 1. And +1 scheme. Okay. This is revealed. It has 1 threat on it. So we're going to lose a bit of value on Cutthroat Ambition. Starhawk now, because of retaliate, cannot be defeated perfectly. So we might just do threat 1 on Starhawk. Oh, actually, no, these are not popping off, so we're fine. 1 encounter card. Molecular control. I don't know what this does. You're just trying to perfectly counter your deck. I mean, that's what they all do. Oh, apparently we have multiple cards called this. That's not a good sign. That means I don't have this card. Okay, I must have deleted it. So future Andre, fix it. Molecular control. When revealed, give Master Sinister a tough status card. If he has a brute trait, he heals 4. He doesn't have the brute trait. But the problem is in solo, when he gets a tough, this goes to 3. Right? Like, just insight 2 on things is bad. It's just bad. Insight 2 on 5 threat is like really, really rough. Because again, when you get a status card, place 2 threat on the main scheme, it's back to us. These don't fire because that's not a hero mode thing. And okay, it's a good Gamora. Let's all celebrate how good this Gamora is. But we're going to start by spending... I don't think we kind of keep specialized training here. Actually, there's no shot we keep Shake It Off. We're going to deck out. That's scary. We probably need to recover here. But we will go ahead and... Do we want the tough +1/+1 or we want to deal 4 damage or retaliate? I think we want the tough here. Actually, we're going to cycle out. Oh, we deck up perfectly. So it doesn't matter what we play here. I don't think it matters. So we'll play Unyielding Persistence. No. We'll play the other one. I don't think it's going to matter here because we're going to play both. So we'll play Weapons Master as Alter Ego. So we have Retaliate, 4 damage. We draw 2 with Alter Ego. So we draw these 2 cards and we deck out. So we have Cutthroat Ambition and our White Widow. We get an unknown encounter card. We shuffle the deck. So now the deck at least has all our lethal intents in it. That's okay. Those would be a nice draw here. We can draw 1 more card off of nowhere. If we draw lethal intent, it's like kind of sick. I wonder if we should play Endurance or the one that lets you recover more. There's the neutral support that just says Alter Ego Exhaust Heal 1. I have never played that card. I assume at some point it was not bad. Is it good? Because like here it's okay. We're jumping down to Alter Ego every turn, but we don't want to recover every turn. So like it seems okay in this deck. Like maybe we want to play Crew Quarters. That's what it's called, right? Like maybe we want to play Crew Quarters. Okay. I think we want to fire Unyielding Persistence. Yeah, I think we do. So we can just flip up here. We're Nebula. No, let's recover 3. Now we'll flip up. Okay. Next, we're going to spend 1 off a Nebula ship to play Unyielding Persistence. It's not likely we're going to be able to keep this on the table. So +1 thwart, +1 attack, Stalwart. That's great because it clears the stun without having to worry about it. That's really good because we had this attack coming through. And we're Stalwart. Okay. Next, we're going to play Gamora. So we'll do 1, 2, 3. This is our ally. We haven't seen... I don't think we've seen Shadows of the Past yet, so we have to be worried about that. So after Gamora enters play, resolve a technique card that you control. So I think we're going to resolve this one to give us toughness. It might be correct. 4 damage into the tough is silly, but we have piercing and overkill, so actually not that bad. We'll take Retaliate 1, which sucks. Otherwise, we can do a Stun or Confuse. I think we go for the Stun or Confuse. The problem is we can't go for the Stun or Confuse because we didn't thwart first, and then this goes to 5 and we lose. Well, we not lose. We emotionally lose. Nolan, how's it going? We're streaming late on a Sunday night. Maybe this works out better for everyone. Glad you can make it. Hopefully you're having a good weekend. Or you've had a good weekend. Oh man, Retaliate's really bad for Hope. That sucks. So maybe before we do Gamora, we will do Hope first. I think we have a cool line here. No, we don't have a cool line here. The cool line is to play Lethal Intent, because then we can give ourselves toughness and then keep this around the whole time. This one around. So before when we flip up, we'll give ourselves +1 to our stats. It doesn't matter. Hope will forward for 2. Then we'll play Gamora. When we play Gamora, this response says after you play Gamora, Nowhere says after a player plays a Guardian ally, I'm going to fire Nowhere first to get a bit more information. Genius. That doesn't help. And then we're going to fire Gamora. So I think we're going to go ahead and stun Mr. Sinister. When we stun Mr. Sinister, this goes back up to 3. So we did that right. Worked for me today. Nebula is an interesting one to play. So far, it's been so good. Our first game was killer. We drew perfectly and we flew through it. This one's been a struggle where there's just been turns we haven't drawn any techniques and we're just sitting there doing nothing, which that happens for sure. Okay, if we drew a Lethal Intent there, that would have been great. So remove 3 threat twice doesn't do anything. This actually might not be worth playing. Oh, Nebula is frustrating. So maybe we just recycle Starhawk. If Starhawk's attacks for 2, takes 1 to retaliate, doesn't get refunded. Because retaliate happens first and then we take the consequential, so that's no good. So I think we just do it the slow way. So we thwart for 1, we thwart for 2, go down to 0. Hope thwarts for 3, so it should be 2 on the main. I don't think Hope thwarts for 3. Because I think Hope Summer says printed base stats, right? Yeah, Hope says the base attack. I don't think Unyielding Persistence boost is based, right? Cheers, we're live. Welcome. Yeah, I don't think that works, but I'm only like 80% sure, which is pretty sure, but I don't think it works. Okay. Yeah, you can't boost your stats and then just like send in Hope. It'd be pretty good. I guess we play this. It just feels like such a waste, but otherwise we're wasting our hand. So we'll play another Cutthroat Ambition. Her base is equal to yours. Yeah, exactly. Her base is our base. So you can't boost it. Her base is equal to ours? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you're right. I see what you mean. Have to read the whole thing. Yeah, hold on. It's on the screen. Hope Summer's base thwart and base attack are equal to your thwart and attack. So she does get boosts. So I don't think I want to attack with these anyways. So I think we do the same thing. Yeah, you're right. It totally copies us. So it actually does work. I've been playing that wrong my whole life. I saw base and I'm like, base. Yeah, got it, base. And I didn't read the sentence in context. Good catch. But I don't think we want to attack into toughness with like, because we have piercing. We're going to take it off in a second. I think we just like let them chill because retaliate 1 is just not great. Yeah, we do boost. Should have seen that a while ago. Okay, we'll drop. Not today. That actually is worth something because we can keep around a cutthroat ambition. Superpower training, Charlie 27, strength. Wait, we're not even being attacked. 5 is a helicarrier. We can set it up. Yeah, Rogue says printed. That sounds right. Okay, this goes to 2. Mr. Sinister is stunned. We draw a second encounter card. The first one is going to say advance on it. Says inferiority complex. Ooh, free jump down. Don't mind if we do. You may flip the alter ego. What a treat. We're going to keep all of... Wait, we might not want to do that. It keeps these on the table, which is kind of fun. And maybe here we can play... Never mind, we don't have any... We could draw a card and maybe get a technique, but I just want to draw one of our X-costers. So why are we jumping down, honestly? If we don't jump down, we get a toughness, we get a stun, which brings us to 4. So then these actually are good. Whoa, maybe we don't jump down. Otherwise, we have to discard 2 upgrade technique. No, I'm not doing that. I'm going to exhaust myself. No, I'm not going to. It's decided for us. I'm not going to discard techniques. They're ours. Genetic mastery. Oh, this is bad. If Mr. Sinister is aerial, take 2 indirect damage. Yeah, okay. I'll take it. Psionic place 2 threat on the main scheme. Okay. That's fine. That's it. And now we're in alter ego, so we don't have to fire any of our techniques. I really hope we can draw into something that draws into that thing that does everything for us. Okay, so we're exhausted. We still have all our great stats. Not that it seems to matter too much. I need to play Charlie 27 so that we can draw a card, because drawing a card would be nice, and toughness is good against Mr. Sinister's attack. So if we want to set up the helicarrier, we could do 1, 2, 3 in the helicarrier, Nebula ship, and then we do 1, 2, 3. We can't play the helicarrier if we want to play Charlie. We can't do it. We just can't do it. So I think we're not playing the helicarrier. We'll do Nebula ship. Wait, can we? No, there's no way we can. Oh wait, with Starhawk back maybe. You could return Starhawk with that indirect. Good idea. Yeah, I'm going to do that for sure. Great catch. So I'm going to recover 1 and we'll take 1 back with Starhawk. Yeah, that's great. That's the second time we've done that. And that actually really helps on this turn because playing Starhawk cheaply with nowhere might be better. But I actually don't mind Charlie's text here. Charlie has good text. If you can afford Charlie. So now I think we can play Charlie and the helicarrier. But if we draw a card with no cards in our hand, we can't really play it. Hold on. So we do 1, 2, 3 into helicarrier. Helicarrier 1, 2, 3, 4. We play Charlie. We draw a card, but just drawing a card is useless. So I think we just set up the helicarrier and we play Starhawk. Oh, Charlie's so good though. He's tough. We have 2 copies of the card we want to draw. We want to draw whatever the X cost card is. I don't remember the name at this point. Retaliate 1 toughness is good text. Mr. Sinister hits kind of hard. We're not that tanky. Beans. Okay, I'm going to assume we don't need a helicarrier. So if we do 1, 2, 3, 4 into Charlie, that's better. We can draw a card. Okay, so I'm just going to go strength, helicarrier, nebula ship, play Charlie. Charlie comes in with toughness, 4 health, retaliate. Then we can know where to draw a card. It's going to be a thing. It's not. It's a wide stance. That's perfect, though. That draws 2 cards. We love that. That's great for us. We'll play Not Today for a wide stance. So now with Alter Ego, we can draw 2 cards. Daughters of Thanos. Oh, wait. This turn is good. This turn is now suddenly really good. The 1 card we've drawn is now cascaded into drawing like 5 more cards. We'll throw out Martyr for obvious reasons to play Daughters of Thanos. Oh, wait, we have to be in hero mode. We'll jump up. We'll play Daughters of Thanos. Draw 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, shake it off is good. I mean, we're popping off. A huge return there. Taking the indirect. Good catch, Nolan. We are popping off a bit. So superpower training is not that great. Starhawk is on the table, is almost always worth playing. So if we play 3 for Starhawk, we can just play Superpower Training. It beats Mastermind. That's worth something. So I'll play Starhawk for 2. I'll play 1 for Superpower Training. Great. Okay, here we are. Let's figure this out. So we have messed up good stats with Hope. So Hope will thwart for 3. She could clear Superpower Training to get an upgrade. How greedy is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We could have 7 upgrades on the table. We could have 7 over 10 techniques. When they fire, do we win the game? No, not even close. I don't think there's any other upgrades in our deck we want. There's only upgrades left and ready for fights. Okay, that's interesting. So I don't think we clear that. So that's the case. We do. Man, the Retaliate's really emotionally doing damage to me. We'll do 3 into this. Starhawk will do 1 into it. Gamora can do 2 into this, but I don't think we care because this will clear it. Yeah, I think we just pass. I think we just pass here. Okay, draw 5. Not today. It's so bad we draw Lethal Intent now because, of course, it could have been really cool. I don't think there's any way that we can jump to Alter Ego. 2, 3. I think I understand why I have problems with Nebula. 3 Lethal Intents, and this is going to be our Alter Ego card that shuffles things back. Oh, it's a Weapons Master. That's not bad. Okay. Man, 3 Lethal Intents. This goes to 2. We need to watch out because if we have to stun or confuse, and if we choose to stun or confuse Mr. Sinister, we add 2 more threat. So there's a chance actually that this can cost us the game, or at least this this main scheme. So Mr. Sinister is attacking for 3 and a card with Overkill and Retaliate. We'll block with Charlie. That's his job. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Says that the villain's attacking against Overkill. Doesn't matter. Takes the toughness. And we take the toughness off, which we would have taken it off anyways. Never caught Crash Space Live. Tom, how's it going? How's Monday? We're streaming much later on a Sunday. Glad you could make it here. I don't know if you play Marvel Champions or not, but it's definitely one of my favorites. Discard a random card from your hand. 2 random cards if we're aerial. Yeah, we're flying. Okay, 2 random cards. I'm not sure what would be that bad for us, but we're gonna pop off in a second. We have to make sure we pop off in the right order. So I just got to roll a die here because we're on camera. So 1 is left. 6. Okay, nice try. 1. We get rid of this. We gotta get rid of 1 more. That's fine. 2 Lethal Intents. Let's go. 2 is this. We get rid of Lethal Intent. Oh yeah, it's fine. Yeah, I see what you mean. 2 Lethal Intents would have been great. So it turns out we discarded 1. But it's functionally going to be a useless card. Keen to watch them. Such a fun game. I used to play Champs a lot, but decided to invest in Arkham instead. Oh, super cool. Yeah. I have a lot of time in my life for both of them, but I get it. I definitely get it. This one I can play way more solo, so that's meant a lot for me. Oh, this should be the other way. All right, welcome to resolving all our abilities in the right order. So I think we have to do this one first. So evasive maneuvering is choose to either stun or confuse an enemy. We want to do that first to add threat to here so we can clear that threat. So stun or confuse is really interesting. I think we want to jump down this turn and stay down. So I'm going to go for the confuse. We haven't seen it advance yet, so we'll go for that. I don't even think we've seen an assault yet. Okay, unyielding persistence. Get rid of this. Give ourselves a toughness. Great. We didn't get attacked. We'll do wide stance now. It says look at the top 3 cards, discard 1, put them back. So in theory, we should have done this one first to figure out whether we want to stun or confuse. We'll fix it if we need to fix it. So we have caught off guard, which is nonsense. This is nothing. We're not going to deck out. Caught off guard is discard a card. Who cares? And then we have just 2 boosts. So it doesn't matter. So I'm going to discard a 2 boost, put the 2 boost on top, and caught off guard at the bottom. But because we have a confuse, we'll put it in the other order. So caught off guard will be our encounter card. Weapons Master. Because we did this in the right order, this does 4 damage, but has piercing and overkill. There's no toughness, so we'll do 4 damage to the villain. We take 1 damage, so it takes the toughness off. So we'll do it in the other order. So mind you, I should have done that in the right order. It's fine. Confuses add threat. Yeah, great catch. We would got to that in a second. Man, I can't believe I did the order wrong already. And then Cutthroat Ambition, then we'll fire, which says remove 3 threat from a scheme, remove 3 threat from a scheme. So we'll drop this down to 1. And to make our lethal intents better, then we'll fire this Cutthroat Ambition, which clears superpower training. When this is cleared, we can search our deck and discard pile for an upgrade, which means we can, I don't know, stun or confuse again, I guess? I guess we do stun or confuse again? Maybe? And that's 2 more threat, which is not a problem. Maybe we get an evasive maneuvering back? The toughness is useless. Yeah, I think we'll go for this. That seems fine. Yeah, we'll take this one back. That might not be the play. We lose Retaliate, we lose Stalwart, we lose Piercing, we lose Overkill. We lose our additional stats. Just slide them out of the way. Oh, that was off camera, but you get the idea. And it's back to us. This is our hand. We're going to jump down for sure. Let's get to work while we can. Hope Summers, Retaliate 1 just does so much mental damage to me. So we'll go ahead and clear that. Starhawk cannot defeat that. Oh god, Starhawk, you're the worst here. We are ready. I think we'll definitely recover 3 when we jump down. Speaking of jump down. Do we want a Lethal Intent to stun or confuse? Yes, we will. Hold on. So we shouldn't clear this. This was at 2, right? This was at 2 or no, it was at 1. Pretty sure it was at 1. So then we have a better line here. We do Nebula ship for Lethal Intent. Lethal Intent, we fire this. We'll stun Mr. Sinister. That adds 2 threat here. Yeah. Now we're thinking. Then we can do Hope Summers for 2. Starhawk for 1. Okay, good. That was much better. Great. Gamora will defeat herself. We're not going to do that. We'll flip down. Here, we will pitch Lethal Intent for Weapons Master. Gives us Retaliate 1. We can draw 2 cards. We drew Combat Ready and Shake It Off. Okay, the Combat Ready is perfect. We will play the Combat Ready. And so now we can carve out which cards we want in our discard pile. We can shuffle up to 2 techniques back in. We're actually doing something cool here. Like, things have changed. We now have a lot of control over the game. So we know we're only functionally no encounter cards coming up. So I think we want deal 4 damage seems fine. These are going to stay. So I'm going to go for Unyielding Persistence. I think that's just very fun. Dark can also thwart until he's down to 1 health, then attack and retaliate, return him. Yeah, that's my setup for the next turn. The problem is I can't retaliate. I can't thwart when there's no thwart on the board unless he's confused. So that was the issue we're running into. But yeah, dying to the retaliate one's actually like kind of clutch because retaliate happens first. Consequential is the last thing. Yeah, because even abilities that fire before consequential. Okay, that's that. We're wasting Shake It Off. I don't care. We'll recover for 3. And we'll pass. I'm like, I just hate using Gamora to retaliate, but at some point we will. We'll discard this. Draw 6. Prof X. Okay. Shake It Off. Fine. Ready for fight. That's good. We can discard this one. Wide Stance is a good draw. Unyielding is back. And then we drew another Ready for a Fight. Okay. So we know this round not much is happening. This goes to 2. We get the Confuse. And then we draw Caught Off Guard. Caught Off Guard, Core Set Classic. It just says discard an upgrade or support you control, so we can get rid of this. Murder's ability is like the only thing that happens after consequential. Wait, actually? What does Murder say? After the attack resolves? Oh, after it takes consequential. Yeah, there's not a lot of cards that are formatted like that. I wonder if that was an intentional choice or not. That's really awkward. I think Warpath? I think Warpath has another trigger. Is it Warpath or the other one? After Warpath defends. So after defends is after consequential as well, right? Womp womp Martyr. Leave me alone. Martyr's fine. I really hope Martyr costs 3. 4-cost allies, I just like almost never play for reasons. Okay, it's back to us. So we don't have, how many cards are left in our deck? Okay. It's nice that we have both Groot and a Combat Ready. Those are both really good draws. Groot can fire nowhere. Combat Ready can set up our deck. So we are on 7 health. We don't really want to recover here. We can attack to lose the toughness because we're going to get the toughness back. But I think we're going to go throw out a Shake It Off to play Unyielding Persistence. Gives us +1 to stats. Gives us Stalwart. And we draw 2 cards. Groot. Energy. That's really good. Now we technically have 1 more ally slot because of nowhere. So it's a 50-50 to draw the 0-coster that can make our deck entirely techniques, which is kind of like a fun thing to do. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3 into our friend Groot. I think Groot's really good. I wish there was more allies that incentivize you to block with them, but it's a really weird design space. After Groot defends an attack, heal 2 damage from him. He has to survive the attack. We can draw a card from nowhere. We're going to draw the 0-coster. We didn't. That's fine. There's no consequential defending. Oh, yeah, you're right. But you have to survive. Having to survive is the harder part. I published a deck with Martyr recently. You run her in Protection Guardians? Yeah, you do. 5 allies. Not bad. We are just going to like, yeah, I think we're just going to face roll these cards on the table. I mean, if we could stay down for one more turn, it would be nice because we could set up. Oh, actually, we're not likely to set up the X coster because of we've found all of them. We will flip up. Okay. We will play ready for a fight, ready for a fight. Reduce the amount of damage you take from each attack by 1. Oh, it's from each attack. I thought we could just get around retaliate. We can't. It'd be sick if this was each instance of damage, but it's not. Okay, so I'm gonna do the damage line. That's fine. We're gonna get a toughness back in a second, but we can lose this toughness to this retaliate. That's not good. This is not good. And I'll hold on to the wide stance, I think. Actually, I think this is more important because looking at the top 3 cards of the deck is just more important overall. We know that our encounter card is going to be Manufactured Drama, which actually I don't know the text on this. We thought this would be a, what's it called? A boost card, but with Stun and Confuse, it turns out it's not. So that's not great. Probably should read that card. It's too late. This might be an angle to return Starhawk to her hand. I think it is. And then we can get Starhawk into discard pile. So we'll Starhawk for 1. Starhawk takes perfectly 1 consequential. Actually, no, we should Starhawk to attack for 2. Starhawk will attack for 2. I think that's fine. Yeah, this is way better. This is the thing we talked about. So Starhawk will attack for 2. Starhawk. And then takes 1 retaliate, so is defeated and is returning to our hand. But Mr. Sinister is also defeated, which is probably the good thing to do. Now, I'm pretty sure when Mr. Sinister advances, we're going to add a whole bunch of threat to this. So I think before we do that, we'll just use Gamora to reduce this to 0 so that we don't add 5 and then lose the game. Or not lose the game, but a bad thing happens. Mr. Sinister 3. When revealed, place 2 threat, 3 threat instead. If there are fewer than 2 superpowers, there are 2 superpowers, so we would have been okay. So this goes to 2. Force response after status card is placed 3 threat on the main scheme. That is disastrous. How do we delete this? Because we have this card, we're going to advance. Because this is going to go to 2, and then we have to stun or confuse something. How do I get rid of this card? This card is going to cost us a main scheme. Because you have to stun or confuse, and this is always going to be at 2. Oh, Nebula, why? Mr. Sinister has 21 health. That's really funny. As no matter, unless we draw a minion, which we know we're not going to draw, evasive maneuvering is going to cost us the main scheme. That's awful. That feels so bad. Okay. I guess we'll just throw the damage in. So we'll do another Weapons Master. We have Retaliate 2, which doesn't matter. Oh boy. Okay, great. Good for us. Good. Just pull a minion. Yeah, I know. This is the one card we're pulling. Oh no, we might draw a minion because we're decking out. But the deck, yeah, we could draw a minion. You can't choose to stun if he's already stunned. No, he won't be stunned. How's it going to flip? Because he's going to activate. And yeah, we'll lose the stun. If we don't do anything here, we keep our toughness. If we keep our toughness, we can keep Stalwart and all this. But the cost is 3 damage. I'm going to send 3 damage. I think we just should win, so we lose the toughness. That's it. Hope will thwart for 2. And that's it. We'll pass. Okay, we draw 1. Combat ready. Yeah, that's actually not a bad draw because we're going to remove all of these. This is our face down card. We don't know what the text on it is, but we have to shuffle our deck and draw 4 more. So there's a small chance we'll draw into a minion. It'd be really, really cool if we could draw a minion here. Maybe I'm thinking too far into the future, but the next is Stryfe that we have to play. And I don't honestly know if I enjoy playing Stryfe. Does anyone in chat like playing against Stryfe? Like, it's very interesting, very cool that you can build a final boss that's like really fun, but like Magneto slaps, Ansabanur slaps. Stryfe? I don't like it. Not for me. It just feels a bit tedious. There's a lot of like counting cards in your hand. All right. 4 more. Drax. Yeah, you want to end the game? You'll get there. Daughters of Thanos. We have that set up perfectly. We have a wide stance and we have a strength. So that's a pretty healthy hand. I love drawing cards. No, of course I love Strife. I just hate it when it's an attack and I'd be like, okay, hold on. I have to count. Okay. I have this many events. It's like I'm playing, I don't know. Tarok, I guess. That's a fun game. This goes to 2. Mr. Sinister doesn't attack, We get 2 encounter cards. I don't know what this one is, but we'll go for it first. Manufactured Drama. This is probably going to hurt our allies. Supports you control cannot ready. That's annoying. Oh, it's an obligation. Cool. When revealed, exhaust each support you control. Boo earns. If no supports were exhausted, gain Surge. Alter Ego, exhaust your identity to get rid of this. And discard a card from the top of your deck for each support you control. Oh, that's weird. Let's get a minion. Yo, let's go. Sick. A slab. Teamwork, toughness. Perfect draw there off the top. Force interrupt. When slab attacks, place 1 growth counter on him. Slab gets +1 attack for each growth counter on him. Very cool text, unfortunately. Unless teamwork fires, that text will never resolve. All right, let's do our thing. Gamora is ready for this. So we have to figure out what the right order is on this. So if we want to have we don't have piercing? Shit, the one we have is not the one that gives us piercing. So if we want to attack with 4 damage, it's going to go into Mr. Sinister. I don't think we're going to put into slab. So I think the first thing we should do is look at the top 3 cards of the deck and rearrange them by firing Wide Stance. So top card, double boost. It's aerial bombardment. It attaches to Mr. Sinister. It's probably not good. Master Plan is annoying. It's 2 boost. And then we have an advance. So that's great. We're not going to deck out. So we want this to be our boost card. And then I think this is exhaust your hero, spend 2 mentals to get rid of this. So I think we'll just get rid of Master Plan. We're actually not bad at dealing with that, but we'll do this on the top so we get attacked for 2+0, and then we'll put the 2 boost, the attachment underneath. Okay, next up, I'm going to deal 4 damage to Mr. Sinister, firing a Weapon Master. So that's 4 to the villain. We take Retaliate 1. Then I'll do it again, 4 to the villain. They are attacks, so I take Retaliate 1. Then we'll give ourselves a toughness. And then we'll do evasive maneuvering. So we can choose to either stun or confuse the enemy. Unfortunately, we're going to have to stun or confuse slab because otherwise we advance to the final scenario, the final scheme. I don't want to do that. So I guess we'll go ahead and stun slab. So are we jumping down this turn? Is this a jump down angle? I could see this being a jump down angle. If that's the case, we should still stun slab because we're going to ready for a fight. All right, we cleared our board. Our supports are exhausted. We have to jump down and exhaust your identity, so that's fine. We can do that. Otherwise, we can't ready our supports. I like our supports. Supports are fun. So I'm going to go ahead and Daughter Thanos it. So this card's actually been somewhat more consistent than we want, which is good. Or at least as consistent as we'd hope. So draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. Fine. Good. Good even. Even good. Hope Summers will thwart for... We don't have all these stats. So Hope Summers will thwart for 2. Slab can stay there. I don't care. We actually could chip down Slab a bit with Charlie. Charlie having 4 health doesn't seem super important. Are we going to have Piercing next turn? Yes, we'll have Piercing and Overkill. That's fine. This is a good alter ego jump down. Groot can block Slab. Yeah, Charlie will attack for 1 to take the toughness off. Okay, we'll flip down. We'll exhaust your identity and discard 1 card from the top of your deck for each support you control to get rid of this. So we'll discard White Widow, fantastic, and Combat Ready, still good. Does Slab have guard? No, just teamwork and toughness. So we don't have to worry about that. Otherwise, yeah, we'd have to send our damage into Slab. Or did we miss lethal? Wait, hold on. You're right. Should I just count if we have lethal? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't think we have lethal. Rocket is 8. No, I don't think we had lethal. Oh no, with Hope we had 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Did we miss lethal? I don't think we did. Can we get +1 to any of your stats? No. No, I think we're short of lethal. So I think we just continue trucking on. Because again, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Unless I'm missing 1 damage. It seems like we're really close. But I think we're in a good spot. Oh wait, with Rocket is 10. Yeah, we have lethal. 1, 2. I should really do lethal math more. I'm like still sticking to whatever my good value line is. Because yeah, we had 2 on Nebula, 2 on Hope, Charlie for 1, 2 on Gamora, 2 on Groot, and then we can do 1 from Rocket from our hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, that's lethal. I mean, I guess we just do that and don't play the rest out. But yeah, we could have just sent everyone in. No problem there. So, okay. This is here, this is there, that's there. We put 2 cards on top of our deck. We'll do the thing. This will go to 2. This will go to 4. This has a toughness. We'll attack for 2. Doing 2 damage. Losing the toughness. Hope will attack for 2, taking retaliate. Charlie will attack for 1, taking retaliate. Gamora will attack for 2, dying to retaliate. Groot will attack for 2, taking 1 retaliate. We'll spend 1, 2, 3. Oh, when we take retaliate, we should play Shake It Off. We'll play Rocket Raccoon. Rocket Raccoon will finish the fight. Go get him, little guy. Also pitch Drax at the start of turn? No way. No way did we pitch Drax at the start of turn. We so pitched Drax at the start of turn. I'm so value pilled in like the worst way possible. Yeah, okay. We pitched Drax at the start of turn. Okay. Yeah, it was not close. Rocket Raccoon does it. If we could have played Drax. But I drew 3 cards. It wasn't that better than Drax. Whatever. Nebula's kind of sick. Nebula's genuinely kind of cool. You spend it for Daughters of Thanos. I mean, drawing 3 cards is really good. Does Shake It Off work on Retaliate? No, it doesn't. You're right. It's on an attack. Yeah, it's only damage from an attack. We managed to fire it. Maybe we fired it illegally on the last game because I remember taking it at a weird time. But I think we got a strange attack. I don't think I played on Retaliate. I managed to play it during the villain phase. Or sorry, the hero phase. I'm not sure how we did that. So maybe we played it wrong earlier. But yeah, it definitely says during an attack on it. All right, are we doing this against Stryfe? We've been streaming for 2.5 hours. It's only 10 o'clock, but it currently feels like 11 o'clock in my head because of daylight saving. So keep that in mind. I don't think you played it from Retaliate. Yeah, you would have said something, right? Somebody would have like kept me honest. GG, thank you, Schmendrix. Weird start. Very cool mid game. Ending was like, okay, we have it. But like, I'll take it. Parts of the deck are kind of hella sick. Other parts are like, hope you draw good. I could use some tea. Let's do Stryfe. Let's do Stryfe. Why not? Unless there's another villain you want to see specifically. Knowing I don't have Trickster Takeover, the new box, but like keep that in mind. All right, excuse me. Let's clean this up in a way that makes sense. So we can just take out all of the stuff that's worth reusing. Nasty Boys might be reused. They are nasty boys. Nasty. Drawing 3 lethal intent right as your techniques are all fired was probably the best part. I mean, like, when it rains, it pours out there sometimes with Nebula. I think you did, but I was still in the part past at the time, so I wasn't going to say anything. Part of Marvel is occasionally getting a rule wrong. It's the part that kills me, Flip. Like, we all think we're playing perfectly all the time. We finish our, like, oh, we won on Expert. We had 1 health left. It was great. And then, like, there's obviously some massive rules mistake you made 10 minutes in. And you, like, spend, 2 hours filming and editing, and then there's, like, you forgot to fire Confuse. It is constantly going to be the struggle of content creators in this game, let alone any game that is not being enforced by a rules engine. I'm here for it, let me tell you. And I'm happy to mess up in public. We all gotta learn somewhere. Just Nebula things. I mean, yeah, it was very Nebula things for a while there. I guess we're doing Stryfe, y'all. Okay, buckle up. We're gonna have to count our hand. The coolest thing about Stryfe are these 2 encounter sets. I don't understand the difference of them because I've only played with them like together. So if you ask me which parts are from Extreme Measures, which part are from Mutant Insurrection, I don't know. And I think maybe one of the funniest punchlines in Marvel Champions for a while now is the card Forearmor has 4 boosts on it. Because of course it does. But that is like the coolest thing to me. All right, Sinister, sorry, just Stryfe. Stryfe puts you on a clock. You have to get to work with Stryfe because there is just a ticking time bomb in the background and you kind of ignore Stryfe for a minute. Like the pacing of Stryfe, I think, is the part that catches me off guard, where like the beginning, you kind of ignore Stryfe and dump everything into a side scheme. And then eventually you're fighting Stryfe. It's like really, really strange pacing. Okay, so let's just get some of these cards on the table. Stryfe's Grasp. We have to remember to do the when revealed on Stryfe 2. I think I constantly forget that. And this should be this. 6 hit points and 0 scheme. He was so close to greatness. Wait, who? 6 hit points and 0 scheme? Stryfe? I don't know what you're talking about there. Okay. Scenario set Stryfe. Let's do it. Oh, he could have had 4. Oh, forearms. Yeah. Yeah, 6 health. 0 scheme, 4 attack. It's like, oh, it's perfect. It's perfect. I don't know. I think it's just such a fun joke. I don't know who the character is. Stryfe, a lot of attachments, alter ego stuff too. Some of them care about you attacking and scheming at the same time. Hope Summers is still around. The fan with 2 cards is really nice, actually. I think that one looks really great. Extreme measures, it's 4 minions and an eponymous side scheme. And I think Mutant Insurrection or whatever it's called is the same thing. Yeah. Eponymous, 4 minions, 1 side scheme. 4 scheme, 4 attack, 4 HP, 4 boost. I mean, the guy is tough. He's not meant to scheme. I would be upset about that, I think. Set health 9. Villain name Stryfe. Villain health 17. Such a weird number. I wonder if they come to that. Forearm having 4 boosts is funny. All that punching reminded me that Cyclops doesn't shoot lasers. He opens his portals, that punch dimension. Yeah, the punch energy. It is physical energy. It is a physical force. It just looks like a laser. Uncontrollable power. Uncontrollable. Here we go. Stryfe 2 and Stryfe 3. Hope 2 modular encounters. That's what we looked at them. Put Hope into play. The first player's control reveals Stryfe's grasp. Stryfe's grasp. Stryfe's grasp. Hinder. Hold on. Stryfe's grasp. I had it there, didn't I? Hinder 6. So we're looking at 10. I didn't know how many of these dice I have to buy. Apparently we've been pretty good at the amount we have. Hope Summers can't attack. It can attack only Stryfe and can thwart only this scheme. This has Crisis on it, so we're going to be kind of dealing with this more than anything else. Forced response. After Stryfe is defeated or the last threat is removed from this, flip this over, place each threat here on Living Bomb, which is the other side. So we have to work on this. It's worth knowing that you're very much punished in this encounter set, or in this, scenario, of having a lot of cards of the same type in your deck. I think our deck has 10 upgrades and about 9 allies, so that is kind of the danger zone. It might be, we maybe have enough events. Maybe actually we're kind of in the middle, but we have 2 side schemes. We're probably going to try and not play our side schemes. I think that's one of the cool things about Stryfe, and you'll see in a second, is that the more diverse your deck is of card types, the better it is for you. So like strategically not playing our side schemes and keeping them in the rotation is actually very beneficial. Punch Gloves. They could have at least made Forearms the 4th card in the counter set instead of the 2nd. Man, I think it's like strictly alphabetical. I don't know. I haven't like looked into that too much, but yeah, I find it so funny when you get a hero pack and it's like a lot of the hero packs is like ally is 1, most important event or whatever is 2 or 3. And then you get some of them where it's like their key card is like 14 for some reason. I'm like, I don't know how we got here, but something happened. All right. Has a lot of text on it. 0 threat. After resolving phase 1 of the villain phase, place X threat here where X is the number of cards of the most common type in our hand. Each player may discard 1 card before calculating X. So in theory, this can go up 5 a turn if we're really unlucky, but we should control it. If this hits 9, we lose the game, and we can't clear this as much as we actually can ignore Crisis if we have our 1, what's it called? Upgrade. Unfortunately, I cannot remember the names of the upgrades to save my life, turns out, because they're all kind of similar. But we'll get there. Now, Stryfe's stats look bad, but they're actually not that bad because 1 scheme is not good. So we might be able to stay in alter ego for a minute here. But when Stryfe is attacking you, he gets plus X, where X is the number of cards of the most common type in your hand. So that's quickly going to be like attack for 5 in worst case scenarios. And you can discard a card on this before you get attacked for massive damage. So the control is here. When revealed, each player discards cards from the top of the counter deck until a psionic attachment is discarded, reveals that card. The psionic attachments are relatively cool, but from my experience playing Stryfe, they've never felt to be like the most impactful part. They're like kind of forgettable, which is weird. But there's a lot of them. There's a fair few of them, and they're like the one that makes you attack or gives you -1 stats and makes you attack and thwart in the same turn. Like that's really cool, and it makes you plan your turn. I like cards like that a lot that have built-in counterplay that are not just like exhaust and spend resources. All right, when revealed, each player discards until a psionic attachment. We get this nice orange color. No? Oh, actually not as orange as I thought. found it, let alone found the one we're talking about. We've discarded Master Plan, which that's good to know, but we didn't discard anything else meaningful. So this is Psychic Inertia. Psychic Inertia. Attached to yourself, we get -1s to everything. If your hero attacked and thwarted this phase, discard this card. The only way we can do this is by firing one of our attack traded upgrades and one of our thwart traded upgrades. Otherwise, we have no way of getting rid of this because we have no attack events, no thwart events. This one's actually going to stick for a moment. And this sucks too, because Hope Summers gets dinged by Psychic Inertia as well, if I'm not mistaken, based off of our understanding of how the card works now. All right, I'll give this a shuffle and we're off. I don't have high hopes about this one, but we might just be able to full send it. Yeah, now Hope Summer has 1 thwart. Actually, that's like not good. Yeah, we have no way of getting rid of this. We have to get lucky. Bummer. This felt like an odd number of cards. Maybe I did it wrong. But it felt like 41. It shouldn't be. Checks floor. No, it seems good. All right, we're off. Here we go. First card. Not today. We don't keep that. We generally don't keep defense cards unless we really need a resource of a certain type. Charlie, I mean, let's be honest. Wide Stance. Okay, that's not the one we want, but it's one we can keep because it does draw 2 cards. We won't keep Shake It Off for the above mentioned reason. Rocket, we probably don't keep. This is not a great start. Starhawk. I could see us keeping Starhawk. Rocket, we actually might more likely keep because 2 thwart on an ally is good. We have the Stryfe's Grasp problem. But otherwise, a lot of this was not a good start. We've only seen 1 technique, so we legally have to keep it. And Rocket Raccoon it's not the worst card we have. If it's a resource, it's a resource. Lethal Intent, love it. Shake It Off, not good. Combat Ready, we might play it for its ability. And then we have Evasive Maneuvering. So Stun or Confuse on Evasive Maneuvering is actually not bad. That's for sure. As much as the big threat's actually on this thing. Getting 9 a turn, or getting up to 9 can happen relatively quickly. And it's us. Okay, so Shake It Off we don't keep. So the question is whether we want to play the one that gives Stun or Confuse and lets us ignore Crisis, which at some point is interesting, or reduce the damage by each attack by 1 and look at the top 3. I think we're going to end up playing both. I'll start with Evasive Maneuvering and we'll draw 2 cards. Ready for Fight is fine. Another Combat Ready is cringe. Okay. Playing Lethal Intent is now 1 for a stun or 1 for a confuse, which is worth something. So there might be an angle there. So we could play this and then play Rocket. The wildly lucky angle would be if we play Combat Ready and we discard and we find one that gives us the attack, and then we play the other Combat Ready and it finds the one that can find us the thwart. That would be the best thing possible to get rid of Psychic Inertia as quickly as possible, which would be very important. So that would be 2 cards, and then this leaves us with enough cards to play Rocket Raccoon and go on our way. That also might be fine. We've seen one of the weird ones, and we've seen 1 Wide Stance. So there are still 8 techniques in our deck. Does the basic attack or thwart not count for Psychic Inertia? It does, but we have to do both in the same turn. And that's the issue, right? Because we'll be exhausted. It's the same phase, not the same round. So basic doesn't matter, and we have no attack or thwart events. The other thing we could do is Lethal Intent, but like Lethal Intent in theory could fire both in the same turn. I think we're going to fire this. Combat Ready, and we're going to hope this is still in our hand. All right, we're going to discard cards until we find a technique and resolve its special ability. Then resolve its special ability? Wait, I didn't read that text. I think we whiffed on that. Put into play and resolve its special ability. Wait, that's amazing. Let's get the 3 thwart one. Okay, we didn't. We got the 4 damage one. So we actually can clear it. Wait, we figured it out. Wait, this is actually sick. This is way better than I thought it would be. Weapons Master, not Weapon Master. So deal 4 damage to an enemy. Okay, so we've technically attacked. So now all we have to do is thwart. Yeah, you're right. You just need one. I figured it out. You can see in real time where he figures it out. Wait, Combat Ready is so much better than I thought it was. You actually fire the text on it? That's incredible. That's really quite good. Let's do it again. Do we want to Lethal Intent these ones? Actually, maybe Lethal Intent for 2 is better here than Rocket Raccoon. I think it is. So I think we play another one and then we Lethal Intent for 3. So Combat Ready, discard cards. Unyielding. Oh my god, we did such a good job here. We're going to do the cool thing. +1. Attack, +1 thwart. We have stalwart. Wait, this turn is amazing. Special, give Nebula a tough status card, and we won't get attacked, so we can do this again. Wait, okay, no, Nebula's cracked. We will jump up. Yeah, I know, that was so good. We'll jump up. We will thwart for 1. Sorry, for 2. We have now attacked and thwarted, so we can get rid of Psychic Inertia. Hope Summers can now thwart for 3. And then we're going to go ahead and do Lethal Intent for 3. Wait, this was incredible. Do I like Nebula? Is this what it feels like? Okay, so then we can do Evasive Maneuvering. This says Stun or Confuse. We'll go for a Stun. Weapons Master says deal 4 damage. This says give Nebula a stuff task card. We can't resolve that, so I guess we should have saved 1 card, but yeah, we'll keep on to that one. So we didn't have to pay 3. And we'll pass. The only bad thing about Combat Ready is you don't get the card draw. Yeah, the first time I played Nebula, I'll be very honest, I drew the cards off of it. It wasn't after that I Googled it that people were like, what are you doing, bud? Yeah, Lethal Intent for 2 because you can't tough. Yeah, for sure. Hope Wint, we'll draw up. I'm going to keep on to this one because... No, we shouldn't. We should just set up. We want to find our ship. Lethal Intent, no. Ready for... Actually, Lethal Intent will not do anything. Ready for Fight, not today. Nowhere, that's great. And Profex, which is actually totally fine. Now we have to sort our hand. We have Upgrade, Event. Actually, a pretty good hand. Very good variety here. We have 2 events, Upgrade, Support, Ally. I'm going to try and do my best to track this die here of what is the most we have of a single type. Because now this goes up to 2 threat. Because that's what the text says. We can discard a card here. Discarding a card removes 1 threat. If you ask me, that's definitely not worth it. So I'm not going to do it. I drew the first time as well. I was saddened to learn I was wrong. Yeah. I think you and many people did. I don't know if in the booklet that came with Nebula, whether it pointed out that exact interaction. I feel like it probably should have. But yeah, that's fine. All right, so this is our hand size one. Stryfe is stunned. 1 encounter card, hopefully no attack. Telepathic Camouflage. Okay, I don't know what this is. When revealed, each player places X threat here, where X is the number of cards of the most common type. Okay, so it was actually slightly more impactful than we wanted to. But now the cool thing happens. Firstly, Evasive Maneuvering fires. Evasive Maneuvering says choose to either stun or confuse an enemy. I think this hand is not good for jumping down because we don't have a reason to jump down. I think we're going to probably play... Resources on this hand are not good. If we play Profex, that's all we're doing. So we probably just go for the confuse here and jump down. All right, so this is good. Weapons Master fires 4 damage to Stryfe. We're just getting him. We're allowed to attack Stryfe, right? Yeah, only Summers can't. And then we finally did the thing that we built the deck around. Because this card can't resolve because we're already tough, we don't discard it because our hero ability says only discard cards that resolve this way. So Unyielding Persistence stays, and we are geniuses of deck building. It's back to us. Remember he's Stalwart when you flip the side scheme? Is he? Says who? Maybe this is why I don't like Stryfe. Advance to stage 2A, this effect cannot be canceled. Wait, does he really have Stalwart? He does. Oh, I see why I hate Stryfe. Wait, maybe hate's not the right words. I see why I don't like Stryfe, because he's a Stalwart villain that makes your cards cost more. Sick. Okay, so we're not going to advance this. We have no reason to. We have so much limit here and we're confused. Good shout out though. Yeah, that flip is frustrating. Okay, so we're at 3 thwart. Hope Summers can attack Stryfe. She is allowed to attack Stryfe, so she'll attack for 3. Had me doubting for a second there. Yeah, it's on the main scheme. Not a lot of times do you see that text written on the main scheme. So she'll attack for 3. Down to 2. Wait, what happens when we advance Stryfe? Nothing. Oh, wait. We should not attack. We need to clear this stuff. We definitely need to clear this. Villain, restore 3. She will thwart for 3 into this. We will thwart. Hold on. Let me plan our turn. Let's just plan our turn before we start just throwing cards around like this. Okay. Lethal Intent does nothing. We want to jump down. If we play Profex, we can ready Hope Summers. That actually is pretty valuable. And then we can just jump down holding onto Nowhere. The issue is if we play Nowhere, the best we could do is play Ready for Fight. So either we play Profex and hold a card, or we play Nowhere Profex. Sorry, we play Nowhere Ready for Fight. I think Profex is actually really quite good here. We could stay up 1 turn and let Profex get hit, and then we don't have to jump down right away. But actually, if we're going to clear this next turn, which we probably are, the Stalwart's going to be lost. So we probably should just use the Confused while we can and draw another card. I think that's probably what we do. I think we do Prof X and just bin a card. So Hope Summers will thwart for 3. We'll play Prof X for whatever 3 cards. We'll hold on to Nowhere. And Prof X says when you play it, either stun a minion, can't do that, confuse the villain, can't do that, or ready an X-Men. So we can ready Hope. Does it say ready a different X-Men character? If Prof X enters play exhausted, can you ready Prof X with Prof X? I think you can. Okay. So everyone thwarts for 3, so it doesn't really matter what we do. Yeah, it really doesn't matter, actually. This is massive overkill. So that means Hope can attack. So Prof will finish this off. We will thwart for 3. No, we should just send the damage. Nah, this is fine. We'll thwart for 3. Hope Summers will attack for 3. Down to 2 already? Is that true? Yeah, I guess that's true. We'll hop down and we'll pass. We'll hold on to Nowhere. We'll draw 5 more. Drax. Weapons Master, love it. We drew a technique. White Widow probably shouldn't be in the deck. Lethal Intent is good enough. The Tough is wasted. And then we have an Energy. Okay, let's look at our hand. Also, pretty good distribution of our hand. We have 1 upgrade, 1 support, 2 allies. So we're still at 2. So this goes to 4. Stryfe is confused. We draw 1 encounter card. It's another Psychic Inertia. Okay, funny. Enemy goes down pretty fast when you're Weapons Master. Yeah, tell me about it. We've been firing like a fair bit of damage. So we have -1 to all our stats, which cancels our persistence, but that's fine. It's not too bad. Prof X leaves the arena. And I think this is the turn that will definitely advance this, but we still have like a lot of headroom here. So I think there's no shot we play White Widow. So I'm going to play White Widow and we can get rid of Inertia immediately because we're going to play Weapons Master. Speaking about being a master, we'll draw 2 cards. We drew Not Today and we drew Ready for Fight. I don't think we need those. Okay. This advances as soon as we clear this, which makes the cost of all our cards go up by 1. So we really are incentivized to dump our hand before we go further here. Lethal Intent, we want to play for only 1, which means we could start by playing Nowhere playing Drax, but then we can't play Lethal Intent. I think Lethal Intent's one of the only way we can get rid of Psychic Inertia easily. So I think we have to do that this turn and not play Drax. I sound like I'm about to cry. It's really not that bad. I just kind of yawned at the same time. So we'll play Nowhere to get it set up. But yeah, I think we have to get rid of Inertia because it's super dependent on Lethal Intent or setting up both a Weapons Master and whatever the 3-threat one is. I don't remember the name. I hope it's obvious. Then we'll just spend Drax to play Ready for Fight to have that in our back pocket, which is fine. We're crying that you can't play Drax though. I mean, this guy's only been running away the whole game. I don't know what the guy does. We'll flip up. We will play Lethal Intent for 1 on Weapons Master. So we emptied our hand. We have to do this in this order. Otherwise the cost goes up, which is really annoying. And then we'll do 2 damage to Stryfe, defeating Stryfe. That goes to Stryfe 3. Stryfe 3 comes in with 20 health. No one revealed, attacks for 1 plus matching cards. Yes, the most common type. Force response, after you attack Stryfe, take X damage, where X is the number of cards of the most common type in your hand. Now this technically would resolve because it's after you attack and we finish an attack on Stryfe 3, but we have no cards in our hand, so we take no damage from this. This is going to suck because Weapons Master fires immediately when we have a handful of what's going to be like 7 cards. So we do have to watch out for that, but that's fine. He hasn't gone to kill anything. Maybe we'll let him have the finale here. Now we can attack for 3. We can let Hope Summers attack for 3 and we can let this go up. This will go up the worst case scenario by like 3. If we draw in advance, we lose the game. So I don't think we should play with that. We have a toughness, so I think we can take a big attack. I think we could just send more damage to Stryfe and try and win with Stryfe Scraps in play. That's a bit silly. So I think we're just going to clear this first and see what happens. So Hope will thwart for 3 here. And we finish Stryfe Scraps. There's a world where we're playing more risky that we could just send the damage and say that we can rush it out. I don't know if we're going to do that. After Stryfe is defeated. Oh, that should have happened. Wait. We should have defeated this. Stryfe was defeated. So this should have fired. So hold on. Hope is ready. After Stryfe is defeated, I've never had that text be relevant. Or the last threat is removed from this. I think there was 2 on it. Flip this card over and reveal Living Bomb and place any threat here on Living Bomb. Okay. Living Bomb, so it has 2 threat plus whatever its text is. This says victory 1, Stryfe cannot be defeated. Okay, well, that's going to stop our rush strat. It has 3 more threat on it, so this goes to 5. And it says advance the main scheme to 2A. This cannot be canceled, has a crisis. Okay. Cool. Left to your fate. This only has flavor text on it. I will leave hope to finish the job of killing you all. She's a bomb. Left to your fate. Only 8 threat. Ain't stalwart. Sick. Not a big stalwart enjoyer. You get +2 hand size, which is nice, but every card costs 1 more, which the fact that our deck is built around 1 cost cards is going to hurt. And the fact that we have no resource generator so far, we're also going to feel it. You generally, on the first cycle of this villain, the first phase or so, you want to get up all your resource generators. Because again, doubling the cost of our important cards is a very significant hit to our economy. If the stage is completed, we lose the game. That's fine. So then I guess we'll do 3 onto this. And then we might as well just clear it out before a bad thing happens and not do damage to Stryfe. This is victory 1. We'll pass. All right, so now we're drawing huge hand. We're drawing 7 card hand. And now this is where this die is really going to matter. So let's figure it out. Event. Upgrade. This is why you like side schemes. Resource. Ooh, we're building okay, 2 resources. 2 is the highest. So 5. 2 more. Ally. Wow. Upgrade. Wow, 2. Not bad. So that means Stryfe is attacking for 3. That's pretty good. Do we have Gamora's Children of Thanos or whatever still in the deck? Yeah, we still have Doubters of Thanos in the deck. So Gamora is something we actually can believe in. That's cool. All right. 2 is the number. This goes to 1. You cannot discard cards anymore to hurt Stryfe. Stryfe is attacking for 3 and a card. I think we're just going to go ahead and say our tough is good for us. We could block and hope, but doesn't make any sense. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2 boosts. Toughness comes off. We have retaliate 1. That's worth something. So Stryfe takes 1. It's not an attack, so we don't have to worry about Stryfe's text, which will matter in a second. Actually, we're going to end up taking 2 damage. But that is 1 damage back. Encounter card. Gang up. Okay, we're getting attacked again. Thanos gets a lot of haters for good reason. Yeah. Thanos Stalwart is like less fun. 3 and a card here. I think we're on 9 health. We can just take this as well. We have 2 Cutthroat Ambitions. That's the threat card. That's not super useful. We can play Shake It Off after this, which means we actually can keep around Unyielding Persistence, and we can do it again. No, we can't do it again. Wait, this is not good. So I want to play Shake It Off. But the problem about playing Shake It Off is we're going to get the toughness, but then immediately we have to fire Weapons Master, which will take Retaliate, which is going to take the toughness off. Or not Retaliate, it will fire Strifes when you attack, deal X damage, where X is cards in hand. So that's no good. So I guess we play it never. So we're getting attacked for 1 and a card. Sorry, 3 and a card. We take it. 4 or 5 damage. That's a lot of damage, actually. Wow, we're going to take 7 damage this round. That's the villain. That's not good. So we take 5. Then retaliate 1. And now we have to do our Nebula shtick. So we can fire these in our order. We're going to start with Weapons Master, which is an attack. So we deal 4 damage to Stryfe. But then Strife's text says that we have to take damage equal to the biggest type of card in our hand. So we have to take 2 damage. We're down to 2. Then we'll file Unyielding Persistence, which gives us a tough status card. And then we get rid of all of these things. Okay. It's back to us again. The cost of every card is increased by 1. So we don't honestly have a good Gamora here, but I think it's still worth playing. We're allowed to jump down because we have toughness. I think we recover this turn. Hope probably does damage this turn. So I think we still have something here. We definitely have something here. So Gamora costs 4. With nowhere we can draw, but before we play Gamora, we should jump down so we can at least play Cutthroat Ambition to remove 3 threat. It means we'll get some value from her, as minor as that is. So we'll attack for 2 with Hope. Oh, shit. What does when you attack Stryfe mean? Does that mean our allies as well? I don't think it does, but I think it also does. Don't make me pull up the U rulings. I don't want to read the U rulings again. What does U mean in this context? I'm assuming it means Hope Summers as well, because we control her. Hey, we got rid of this, didn't we? Yeah, we did. I think we did. We were meant to. Yeah, we did. We thwarted and we definitely fired X. It's only your hero? Love it. Okay. I can live with that ruling. We'll flip down. We will recover for 3. Okay. Next up, we'll pay 2 resources to play a Cutthroat Ambition. This draws us 2 cards. So we drew a Wide Stance and we drew a Daughters of Thanos. It's a hero action though. Oh, I hate that for us. Okay. Then we'll do 1, 2, 3. We'll keep the side schemes around. Eric, how's it going? Love seeing a random champions live stream on my feed. Welcome. I don't know if you're new to this channel or not, but we don't normally stream Sunday nights. This kind of lined up well. Hopefully it lines up well for you. Hopefully you're doing good. We'll play Gamora. This is our Gamora ally. So after Gamora enters play, choose a technique. We'll do this, removes 3 threat. Kind of minor, but whatever. This goes to 3 health. Oh, we're meant to use hope first. Sorry, before we flip down, we attack for 2. Of course we do that, right? There's no world we don't. It's the you that means you instead of the confusing you. Haha. Yeah, Mike, that's the problem I have. We draw a card with nowhere. That's actually really important. We drew the Helicarrier. Bummer. Basically, the way to know if you can be interpreted as only your hero, then it will be interpreted that way. If it can't, then it's you as the player. Okay, so it's possible for it to make sense if it's only you the hero. It always makes sense as you the hero. I will remember that forever. And I'm not saying that sarcastically. Like, that actually resonates with me. I remember getting a rules call recently where I thought it was you the hero. It wasn't. I don't know. I was searching for some champions content and found it. Oh, yo, shit, welcome. We don't do a good job advertising this. We've been making content on this channel like kind of quietly for a while now. I think you've stumbled onto a great discovery. Gamora is going to attack for 2. Down to 10 health. Okay, so I want to hold on to Daughters of Thanos because that seems fun. So the question is whether we go for the threat one or whether we go for the take less damage one. And arrange the top 3. I think the threat one is much less relevant. And I'm going to hold on to Daughters of Thanos because drawing cards in Stryfe seems fun. And we'll play Wide Stance. So we're a bit more protected and we can do a bit of deck manipulation. We're about to deck out here. So we're going to draw a couple encounter cards ready for a fight. We'll keep our safe. And then we can always chump block. There's no overkill or anything. We'll pass. Daughters of Thanos. Nebula ship. That's almost definitely worth playing, but we're actually only 10 damage away. So maybe it's not. Groot. Martyr. Oh, Martyr does cost 4. So currently ally is the most. We have to draw, wow, 4 more cards. And we get an encounter card and we shuffle. Thanks for having me. I'm just getting back into the game after about a year away. Love seeing so much content out there. Content's been really good. New set just came out if you live in North America or live in the States more accurately. So that's great. There's a lot of like excitement about the future of FFG. So there's a lot of content about that. How are you getting back in? Like, do you get back in by chasing older products or just picking up what's new now, like Civil War? I don't know how people interact with this game because I don't have a lot of friends that play this game because I have a lot of friends that like play Arkham or play Netrunner. So like we have similar ideas and similar ways to progressing through things. But like this has always been like kind of my personal thing. It's the most succinct explanation I've found. Yeah, that's super helpful. Thank you, Andrew. I like that a lot, actually. All right, cut. So we have to do 2 more for hand size. Support. So support's tied at 2. Upgrade. Okay. So far that hasn't moved the needle, but we have 2 more hand size. Ally. So now ally is leading at 3. And then we'll do upgrade. So upgrade is also at 2. So +3. Okay. We can deal with that. This goes to 1. Stryfe either schemes for 2 and a card, which actually is like relatively fine, but I think we do hop up. So we'll use ready for fight, which says when you're going to be attacked, like don't. Or sorry, become a scheme to be attacked. So we flip up and we're going to be attacked. So we're being attacked for 4 and a card. I think we're just going to take it because we have toughness. Found the advance. That's good to know. So we take 4 damage, but the toughness shrugs it off. Now 1 encounter card. No, we should have had a second encounter card because we decked out. Oh, so in theory, the advance would have been our encounter card. Technically, they're all random cards. This sometimes gets a bit contentious, but in theory, we forgot to deal ourselves a card. It would have been that card, but technically it would have been any unknown card. So bummer, but it is what it is. We'll get this random card instead. Oh, perfect. Oh, that's amazing. I'm glad that we don't have to be worried about that. So 2 and then 1. So no matter what, we're getting advance here. So 1, 2, 3. It goes to 4. Samurai. I spent my entire childhood only reading this word and never hearing it. And so I went my first like 14 years of saying Samari until finally I said it out loud and someone's like, Wait, what are you saying? Samari? After Samari attacks you, place one charge counter here. Choose to take damage equal to the number of charge counters on Samari, or discard one card you control with printed cost equal to or greater than the number of charge counters on Samari. There's a problem with Marvel Champions where like there's allies with really cool text, but it doesn't matter because they die immediately. Because why would you let this stay around? They spend so much cool ideas on this, and then at the end of the day, it's like, I guess we'll kill it. I'm going to say like Samari now. Oh, it's so much better. It makes so much more sense when you're like 9 years old and you're reading your cool time travel boys book or whatever. I played very heavily from the OG up to the Age of Apocalypse. Then I got away from it. I had a subscription and got Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Never opened it, so I'm busting out Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Oh, sick. Okay, so you're like pretty entrenched. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has some pretty interesting heroes. I think you're going to find out that relatively quickly. The 4 heroes that came after that in that wave, if you pick them up, are very, very cool designs. I'll be honest, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. wasn't my favorite box. I think if you play solo, it's not my favorite. But Age of Apocalypse is like such a banger box, so I think you know what the good stuff looks like. I'm gonna say like Samari now, sorry. So much text and not enough room for quick strike. Yeah, that's the issue. It's like you gotta give it quick strike or give it a counter, like give it a toughness. I don't know. Even that doesn't work all the time. All right, hero text. We have to fire these. Remove 3 threat from a scheme. No questions asked. Look at the top 3 cards. Discard 1, rearrange the others. Let's go look at some cards. 10 health. I mean, we like almost definitely have lethal here, and no part of it's going to be because of Drax. Top card is Tempo. Tempo has no boost icons on it. What a treat. Just 0. I don't know. That seems like a mistake. Why would they print an... Why does Tempo have no... Is there like something about Tempo that makes Tempo... Why? 1 boost on 0. Has a lot of text on it. We probably shouldn't read it. And then 3 on Captive Hope. Tempo, we can just take as a minion. 0 has Guard, Patrol, and Toughness. We don't want any of those. And I think we just discard Captive Hope. I think we do. And so I'd rather have Tempo that doesn't have text on it, and we'll have 0 as a 1 boost. That's probably fine. All right, so we have 2 damage, 4 damage, 6 damage. Can we generate 4 more damage from this hand? I mean, it looks like we can. It looks like we can. Why does 0 have 1 boost? You're asking the good questions. Yeah, why does 0 have 1 boost? And then Tempo has no boosts. Wait, why are there numbers on this card? That's awesome. I will play either solo or with one friend. He has stayed in and won't stop talking about the new hero. I'm excited to catch up. Oh, very cool. I'm assuming from Civil War, the new heroes, which like, I'm not familiar what they are yet, but we'll get there. Okay, so we talked about Samari not like leaving the table, but we might just go for the win here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 7, 8, 9, 10, but I don't think we can play all these cards. Now, Daughters of Thanos gets a fair bit worse when you have to play 2 resources to draw 3 cards. Like we pay 3 for 3, so we're cycling the deck. The thing is we can draw into a resource card, which technically is better than drawing a card with this hand. We can't safely jump down. Actually, no, 2 advances are out. We can safely jump down. There's no shot we're playing any of these cards, so I think we just pay these 2 for Daughters of Thanos and draw 3 and just see what happens here. Combat Ready, which is worth playing, so that's a reason to jump down. Ready for Fight is worth a reason for jumping down. And we have Cutthroat Ambition. So those are good draws, I think. Okay. Do we have the damage? I don't think we have the damage. So Martyr was expensive at 4, but can we make Martyr make sense at 5? If Martyr cost 5, she can knock out Samari and get that beautiful toughness. We have a physical. We need at least 1 physical for ready for a fight, so that's no problem. We can do Groot Helicarrier. We want to start jumping down and playing our cards so that we can draw. So I think I'm going to go ahead and attack for 2. I think Hope is going to attack for 2 more and not care about the text. Gamora might finish it off, but maybe Martyr is, so we'll jump down. And then I think we're going to go play the 4 damage one. So that costs 2. Oh man, actually, what can we get from our deck with Combat Ready? Man, this card's actually pretty sick. So we have Wide Stance, which we wouldn't want to fire. We have Remove 3 threat, which we wouldn't want to fire. So the ones that we can hit with Combat Ready are 4 damage, unlikely. We can't do Remove 3 threat because they're both accounted for. We can't get the Tough Status card. So it's either we look at the top of the deck, We either deal 4 damage or we either stun or confuse. Stalwart is on the table, so we could stun or confuse Samari, which would be fine. I'm going to rip it. No, we should draw first to see if we get more information. So we'll do Groot plus... which one are we playing? I think we're doing the damage one. Groot plus... I really should not play Martyr for 5 resources, let's be honest. Groot and Martyr for Weapons Master. Let's just make sure this makes sense. Martyr's going to be so expensive. We need a physical for ready for a fight. Combat ready cost 1. This costs 2. It leaves us with 1 card, but we're going to draw 2 more. Like, maybe we do play Martyr. Yeah, I'm going to try and commit to Martyr. Martyr winning the game would be fun. So we'll do Groot plus this 2. So we draw 2 with our hero alter ego ability. We draw Lethal Intent, which we can't play. We draw Charlie, which we can't play. Well, we could. We won't. Then we'll try and play Martyr, which costs 5, heaven forbid, but we draw a card after nowhere, so who's laughing? So Protection Martyr is going to cost 5, so I think we just dump our hand. So we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll draw 1 card, which we'll play Combat Ready, and it'll be perfect. So play 5 for Martyr. We know there's no advances, so I'm like kind of rolling to die here, but Martyr comes in with 3 health. After Martyr takes consequential from defeating, give her a toughness, which is perfect. Nowhere draws a card because she's a guardian. We draw into Shake It Off. We'll play Shake It Off for Combat Ready. We're looking for the stun or confuse here. That would be the best case. So we discard cards until we find a technique, put into play and resolve it special. Let's go. Find, no. Okay. Beans. At least we'll know. Oh, we already knew the boost. Okay, so this was the worst case, I guess. Wide stance. So not what we wanted. So we look at the top 3, which of 2 of them we knew. So we see 1 more card, and it is a 2 boost. So I think we're just going to discard the 2 boost. This says your allies upgrade and support enter play exhausted. That doesn't actually matter that much, but this seems fine. Okay, Martyr will attack for 2, defeating Samari, taking a tough. Okay, Gamora will attack for 2. We don't take any damage because we have no cards in hand of any type, and then we'll pass. These are going to be useless because we're alter ego and we didn't play ready for a fight. So Martyr was probably wrong because otherwise we could have popped up and done 5 damage, but we'll find out because we're drawing 8 cards again. Weapons Master, it's an upgrade, an event. So events at 2. Ally. Nice. Side scheme, which we are deciding not to play. Upgrade is now also at 2. Okay, 2 more. Ally is at 2. And the deciding is allies, so we have 3 as the most of we have 1 kind. This goes to 2. Stryfe schemes for 2 and a card. We know it to be 3. So this goes to 5. So we're relatively safe here because we know the 1 encounter card we get is Tempo. And I think Tempo actually has like slightly positive text. Tempo is engaged with you. Your hand size gets +1. You don't draw back up. It's just when you have to draw. Are you going to close it with Drax? Oh my god, yeah, we're going to close it with Jax. We prepared for this. After Tempo activates against you, discard cards from the top of your deck equal to twice the number of cards. Yeah, that text is not going to be relevant. Yeah, we're going to defeat it with Drax. Drax does deserve it. Or we could do it with Lethal Intent, which is also kind of cool. So we'll do 1, 2, Weapons Master, draw 1, 2. Hold on. This is called Building Suspense. So self-conscious of blowing my nose on camera, but we all do it, right? We flip up. We will spend 1, 2, 3, 4 on Dr. Axe. Draws a card with nowhere. 4 health, can only go face. Face is the place. We draw not today. Okay, so we're going to be restrained here. We're going to spend 2 on Lethal Intent. Only 2. Actually, what we spend doesn't matter. So we're going to spend technically... Wait, how does X work here? Because we spent 2, but I guess it's X plus 1, so X is 1. I don't know. I don't think it actually matters. So we'll do a Weapons Master, which says deal 4 damage to Stryfe. We're going to do Stryfe, Weapons Master. So Stryfe is going to take 4. We have one card in our hand, so we have to take one. It's not enough for Drax, let's be honest. Yeah, sorry, Drax, it's not enough. We'll go ahead and attack with Gamora, so the whole team gets involved. She'll take 2 damage. You could hit tempo too. Yeah, you're right. We could hit tempo. Yeah, we could hit tempo. Then we don't take damage. You're right. That's a better way of doing it. The tempo takes 1. We paid 1 more, so we don't take damage. And then tempo takes 1, so we recover 1. And now we can do a really cool thing. We do 2 cool things here. We did a 2 attack damage, mind you, while attacking with a Gamora into the villain. We take no damage. Not that we would. We attack with Martyr. Martyr defeats tempo. Top comes off. After taking consequential damage, we have an infinite Martyr engine. Okay, aggression is getting super jealous. And finally, we'll attack with Drax, who, yeah, really sends it here. Basic Drax does 3 damage, defeats the villain. Cosmic Justice across the galaxy rings out as Stryfe is just knifed really, really hard. We had another 4 damage. Plus, next turn we do 8 damage, plus retaliate 2. Wait, Nebula's sick. I've decided Nebula is sick. We made it. Cool deck. Very interesting decisions. You have to draw somewhat good. I'm not convinced the not todays were any good. I don't know what you play in this slot. I had Taunt for a second. I had Perseverance. I don't think any of that makes a lot of sense. Perseverance is not the worst, but it just like doesn't line up. If you already have a toughness because you're tough maxing, it's useless, but you are flipping down and flipping up. I do think playing a card like crew quarters might make sense because we're always like jumping down for like a small amount of time, but never want to recover 3 because their stats are actually really quite good. But the not today didn't make a lot of sense. The Guardian package was fine. 3 ready for fights, I think, is correct. I don't think we play 2 in a practice plan. And the Shake It Offs are actually really good. All our allies are good. I actually kind of like this deck a lot. The game is over anyways, but tough prevents a consequential, so you can't chain the toughs like that. Probably why it's worded that way, so you don't chain toughs. You just wanted to make me upset. I just had a good thing going, and you have to take it away from underneath me. Like, I get it. I mean, takes consequential damage, but she took consequential damage. Is this the difference between take and dealt? When you would take any amount of damage, discard this instead. So she didn't take consequential damage. That is a garbage ruling, and I hate it. I really hate it. But that's that. We got through it. Deck is actually kind of cool. Again, if you're watching this and you want to try this deck out, not only can you probably reconstruct it or build your own version, you don't have to copy me card for card, but the link is in the description. I didn't publish it, but it's down there, so you can get to it if you want to. That's it. We've been streaming for about 3 hours. It's 10:44 on a Sunday night. It feels like 11:44 because we just did daylight savings time. We traded 1 hour of sleeping in for 6 months of darkness. It's a good trade. But yeah, that is mostly it for this evening. Thanks so much for hanging out. If you've been enjoying the stream or you've been watching the VOD, if you want to take a second to leave a like on the video or subscribe to the channel, it really helps us grow. People are constantly stumbling along this channel because of the algorithm. And the only way the algorithm gets there is by being fed by the likes and subscribes and comments that it very, very much deserves. Didn't realize Nebula is this cool. You and I both, Toy Wonder, did not realize Nebula was this cool. It is actually kind of cool. Like, you're making a lot of thoughtful future decisions. And if you know me, I love thoughtful future decisions when playing Marvel Champions. It's kind of my favorite. I think that's it. I'm like pretty confident that next Sunday we will be back, probably Sunday evening again, because we have things going on Sunday morning, and we probably will have Trickster Takeover. It's only a bit late, maybe even Civil War. I don't know. It looks like FFG stuff might be coming in early November. That'll be a treat. If that's the case, come back for that. Otherwise, I don't think there's going to be any video content this week, but we uploaded a video just on Halloween. If you want to watch, it's The Hood. It's really quite fun. We played Captain America, which was good. And I think that's mostly all I have to say here. Yeah, I think that's it. Hopefully you're doing well. It's beginning to get dark and cold, and hopefully you're taking care of yourself. If you need a space to hang out, this is always a nice space. But otherwise, yeah, make sure you're taking care of yourself. It's getting dark and cold out there. It's not great. So be well, please. That's mostly it. We'll see you in the next one. Thanks for hanging out. Take care, y'all. Ciao.